And we're live again! This is marvellous. Okay, so that was a very long 5-minute break, but I think this actually worked out best for everybody because it gave me some time to, like, add a little extra to the map and add a little extra to the writing, so that's never bad. We left you on a cliffhanger, or a bridge hanger, or not bridge hanger, because Engineer did not have an opportunity to do that. And yes, we rolled initiative outside of recording time so we can just like pile straight in. But before we did that, as is tradition, from top to bottom, can you all introduce yourself and your character? I'm sure everybody knows by this point if they're listening to this game. If they don't, you are very silly. Go back and listen to the previous games. I will put the links in the description. Go!
Did you make the engineer's hole star-shaped?
Maybe.
I...
Hey, come on, man, he's a celebrity. He's got to do everything with a bit of panache. Actually, Owl, it's your go. Your introduction comes first, so take it away.
I changed my nickname. I'm no longer at the top.
Oh no, the pressure. It's overwhelming. Hi, I'm Owl. I play Shorts Kid, who is not having a great time because the creepy lady just said no more happy endings and is touching their head.
Oh, that makes me next now, huh? Yeah, that's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Snail. I play Snailian, who is currently on a camera tripod and not even looking at Shorts Kid as much as they love Shorts Kid because the engineer has fallen off a flipping bridge into the water and it's freezing. It's not like even normal water, so things are bad, gang. Things are bad.
Hi, I'm Kai. I'm playing Charlie, who currently is on like a broomstick-mounted camera. So he's flying somewhere up in the air, and he is not paying any attention to what's going on the bridge anymore because, much like Snailian, the engineer just fell into the water. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And that leaves me. Hi, I'm Uni. I play Larry, who was just standing in front of the engineer when he fell in. So he's a little bit, let's say, upset. Yeah, we'll go with upset right now.
I hope you're a little bit put out. I mean, you're not exactly singing happy birthday at the moment. Okay, so just to refresh all your memories a little bit, yes, the engineer took another dive. Everybody will appreciate that running gag at this point. And has crashed through the ice of the Mississippi River and has disappeared from view. And Dora, being the creep that she is, has just sort of sidled up to Shorts Kid and whispered in her ear, which is just like, ah. So she's going to start with a surprise round. However, before all that, I will remind you that this is a movie, and the last thing you heard the engineer say, even as he was falling, literally as he was falling, was to keep rolling. So whether you do, like, you also have, like, a huge crowd, you also have cameras going, and this movie has to happen. This movie is so important, and, so that's a whole thing I want you to try and keep in mind. However, we have this whole situation with Dora, which only Shorts Kid is aware of at the moment. So immediately, Shorts Kid, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, this isn't gonna be great.
It might be. You never know. Those nat ones, they hide up sleeves. Also, remember, all of you have...
You still have inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You all have a point of inspiration, and Kai has the super magical birthday inspiration.
Oh, I get a +3 to wisdom saving throws because I made sure to be a smart.
Mm-hmm.
So. +3. Oh no.
That ain't gonna do it, son. Okay, so by this...
Can I add a d6 to that?
Yes, you do, because you all have bardic inspiration somehow, because I'm the DM and you're allowed when you're the DM. Oh, max!
Yes.
Okay, someone help me. What's 6 + 8?
That's a 14.
That's a 14, oh no! Oh, I'm so mad at myself. It's a 14 save. You just don't make it. Like, you try,
No.
like, from the depth of your soul, you try to will yourself to, like, resist, and for a moment you do, but that scent of poppies, it's so heavy and heady and nauseous making, and the red glitter. Also, you're kind of like dealing with the trauma of seeing your dad like yet again disappear in a potentially fatal spectacle. And it gets you, man. It gets you. And you go vacant. And as happened with Charlie on the Taffy train, you have this very slight red outline. It's very, very slight, though. And yeah, she has got you under suggestion. And she says, "Now, sweetie, I want you to stay still and keep quiet. And just come with me. I'm going to keep you safe." And she is effectively backing to the right of that map, like into the safety of the crowd. Again, she's like working on the pretense that she was an actress in this film. She is disguised as a female elfin lady. She's got a beautiful emerald green dress, and underneath that you might see a little glimmer of red. But she's like trying to like protect this child that is seeing this traumatic event. Okay, next in the round, I'm afraid, would be Shorts Kid. Unfortunately,
this is so fucking stranger danger, man.
it's so stranger danger. Because you're under suggestion. You are allowed to make like wisdom saving throws every turn, but like this has just happened. So is it okay if we play like that till next round?
No, it's all right.
Is that okay?
Go ahead. I'm
For
a little
dramatic
reeling.
tension. For dramatic tension, because trust me, shit is gonna pop off immediately. And by that I mean immediately.
Help! I've been kidnapped.
Help, help, I'm being repressed, quite literally, by magic. Yeah, so that happens, and the next person in the round, you'll have noticed I have mystery guest A and mystery guest B. It's not really guest, it's more like group, because, you know, all of this distraction has happened, and there's this sort of pause as you are all trying to figure out what even to do next. And then there's a scream from inside the crowd, and then there are more screams. And you know in that diagram the crowd is made out of red and green?
Oh no.
Anybody
Oh
rem-
god, are they dead?
Oh, they are so super dead. And yeah, so Dora disappeared from the scene, and you know, I said that the amount of lambasting that the engineer and the whole situation had has been sort of decreasing over the weeks. That's because Dora has been busy.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
No.
she has got lots of friends, and there's a sort of like, again, a sort of a pause as everybody realizes there's these undeads, because again, the gag is only when one of them has revealed itself to be a zombie by someone like knocking their hat off by accident. All the other zombies are very apparently zombies. Most of these are real kind, but like there are a couple of zombie toons. It's pretty gruesome. And then there's this amazing thing, because you all did so incredibly well at promotion. You have a lot of people here. And from the middle of the crowd, an unfaced voice says, "Get him!" And there is this huge roar, and the crowd just turns on these zombies and do not run away and start just wailing on them. And Dora's
thank fuck.
face, if anybody was looking, drops, because the whole point was for people to be freaked out, to run away, and she would be able to escape in the chaos. There's chaos! She's not going to be able to get through that crowd. Holy crap! It's like WWE or whatever it's called now. Is it WWF? Anyway, there is a lot happening all of a sudden, but that's round. And next in the order is Charlie. You are on this mounted camera broomstick situation. You are, about level with the bridge, and you have just seen the engineer dunk into the water, but you have also just now seen this amazing turn of events in the crowd, which might give you a hint as to the presence of somebody.
I think Charlie is recognizing that there's a whole bunch of chaos going on, and yeah, someone just yelled out zombies, so he's gonna spare a moment to kind of whip his head around, have a quick look, and like, can I do something like perception check to see if he actually notices what's going on, and then, but at the same time, I do actually have an movement he still wants to do.
Absolutely, and I have to say, like, a perception roll at this point is a really good idea, especially from the position you're in, because you can shout to people.
Yep, that is very true. Okay, that's a +3. All right, so that's a 12 perception. Does that get me anything?
You basically see what I've described and not much else, and again, because of the chaos, you wouldn't really be paying attention to that random actress, and you know, she seems to be looking after Short's kid. As far as you're concerned, there's nothing wrong there.
Yeah, alright, in that case, Charlie sees like, okay, wait, what? Zombies? Okay, crowd seems to have it handled. There are other things to worry about, and he's gonna send his broomstick diving down towards the crack in the ice where the engineer fell and attempt to rescue him, please.
Okay, well, you head down to the crack, but the thing is, the Mr. Zippy River, oh my goodness, this is a big river. I mean, you know, the unparodied version of this is pretty big, so you might get a clue. This river is also very fast, even though it's frozen over in the top. Like, the water is moving, and even as you, like, go down to the crack, you just know, like, he has been swept underneath the ice. And I'm afraid, again, with that 12, it's not good enough to see exactly where he is.
So there's not going to be any point actually diving under or anything. Okay, that's my turn then. I've used up
You sure you
my
don't want to
action
use
and my movement.
You don't have a bonus action or anything?
Oh wait, no, I do. I have I can do bardic inspiration on people.
Yes, you
So
can.
I'm gonna
You smart kitty cat.
in that case, I think
Bardic
he's just-
inspiration on the crowd.
Ooh.
it says alright, well the thing is like it's inspire another creature. Would that count?
Yeah.
Would that work on the whole crowd?
It has to be like one person, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I would love to bend the rules, but like unless there's like one specific person in the crowd, but then that'll get very confusing with NPCs. I would say like use it on one of your buddies.
Fair enough.
I think in this case, he's gonna like he shout out to Larry. It's just like legs. We got him get out of the ice before he freezes. And you have an extra D8 that you can use at any point.
I just love the new nickname of Legs. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that?
Brilliant.
That's one thing I realized yesterday that I have not been doing enough with Charlie, because Charlie is the sort of person he will just come up with ridiculous nicknames for everyone and anyone. So yeah, Larry, you're now Legs.
Fair enough.
I'm almost crying with how much I love this.
So good.
That just knocked me off my feet with how much I love
You're not only a unit of measurement, but you now have like the best nickname out of anybody here. Okay, so yeah, that does wrap up Charlie's turn. And the next turn, again, is mystery guest B. And again, isn't really a guest. Oh my goodness, Al, please. You can't post things that are going to make me laugh mid-speech. That's so unfair. Oh my. I'm going to have to put that in the video so everybody understands why I'm losing my shit right now. I've got to concentrate, my dude. Okay. What the hell was I? Okay, mystery guest B is in fact Mr. Zippy. It is the river, because this is an object that needs, you know, like we've had Toon versus Toon, and we've got Toon versus nature in this particular fight, and so yeah, nah, it's not his turn yet, so the engineer can't make a Constitution saving throw. However, he is, you will probably know by now, not entirely a bird, and I don't think birds like ice anyway, but he is going to take D8 of damage. Now that says 3. The thing about the engineer is he don't do good with cold, so that's actually 6 damage that he is taking. It's just pure cold damage. I should do a Constitution saving throw, because that's actually to do with holding his breath, so I just need to check what his Constitution is. It's a +6, because that's a hardy little bastard. And a 7 is not. That's a critical fail +6, everybody. No, he hits the ice backwards as well, so he actually gets a slight concussion as he's going in. He didn't manage to take.
No.
He didn't manage to take any air into his lungs, and that's going to be a problem for him later on. Okay, so that's where that situation is at. Snail, it is your turn, and you are on the bridge, manning this camera.
Okay, so as far as Snailian knows, zombies are around. The engineer said keep filming. Charlie and potentially Larry are actively already trying to save the engineer, but the other actors are moving away, but unsuspiciously, correct?
That would be the case. You also have staff surrounding you, and I will say to both you and Charlie that you can use your action to pass the camera to another member of staff, but it will be an action, not a bonus action.
And
Yeah,
remember, you can do your perception check to figure out what's going on with that other actor if you want.
Actually, what I was going to say is Snailian's not actually very suspicious at the moment. I'm sure that will change very rapidly, but at the moment they just assume it's an actor, because why would they need a perception check? So what they do, I think, instead of just handing off a camera, is they're going to cast silent image, and they're going to focus it on the staff. There's a specific witch who like tried to sneak a camera in and like is only allowed to like be on the premises if they let both themselves and their hammer space be in. So they like image and signal echo the witch to take a camera. They signal the staff to like keep themselves as safe as possible, and they're using thanks to both their blabberfish and the amount of time they've spent in a library just researching stuff, they're using cartoon ASL. So they're like,
yes,
this is all stuff that everybody gets, because they've all lived with this stuff. They know how all of these gestures work, even when they don't exactly make sense. So now they've got a witch on the camera. They've told the staff, first of all, keep yourselves safe, but also follow the engineer's instructions, keep rolling. And they've hopped off the camera. They don't know how to make this situation continue working with the film, but they're trying to like set it up as best they can, because we've got two people at very least already on the engineer, and they don't know.
That's true. Unfortunately, you cut out right at the end there. You're a little bit choppy, but I hope that that issue will resolve as we're going along. It wasn't too bad. I'll let you know if it's getting bad later on. Yeah, that sounds really sensible. Again, do you have any movement or bonus action? Actually, no, that was basically all talking. Is silent image an action or a bonus action?
It's an action, which is specifically why I decided to cast it.
Yeah, that's fine. So you still have movement, potentially, and a bonus action if you so desire.
I need to remember what spells I have.
Can you cast as a bonus action?
It depends what
I think
the
there's
spell
some
is.
spells I can't.
Yeah, healing word is a bonus action, for example, so... which is very useful.
I don't have healing word. I'm so sad.
What? No, you wouldn't be able to use that anyway, because you can't see the engineer. But anyway, it's all fine. That was just an example of a spell.
I'm gonna say at the moment, while I, remember what spells I have, I'm gonna say at the moment that my turns end because Snailian is like so focused on making sure the silent image says what they mean and it like gets to the right people in the staff, because they are specifically like targeting penguins and owls, which they've interacted with from the very start, and like trying to sync up with any witches that are around. They've got the person on the camera, but they're trying to make sure that everything's safe. I think they don't even move. They literally just hop off the camera. Also, because they're currently in a pretty central spot, so if anything happens, they can...
Yeah, that sounds good. Again, you cut out right at the end. This is weird. Sometimes it's like the very end of your sentence gets dropped, but I can understand what you were going for. And that's a really good move, because, yeah, the staff were all like... They've been, like, kind of anxious because, the engineer had disappeared for so long, and they were all getting a bit rusty, and this film is so important. So even though they've dealt with his bullshit before, by which I mean stunts going wrong and him just being like, we'll work it into the film, while, being blown up. Yeah, they needed someone to tell them what to do, and you have done that. So you have basically calmed the emotions of the staff. Larry, it is your go. You have been stood like very close. You were the closest to the engineer when he fell in. And in fact, due to that, I am going to just roll a d20. Your passive perception is 10. You do notice. Okay, so as well as the kind of panic your brains have been going through, you are pretty sure that you saw a little glimmer of ruby red dust as that barrier broke.
Okay. So I'm going to do something a little unorthodox and ask anyone who wants to roll an insight check.
Huh. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm
Char-
kidding.
Charlie's gonna get in on this as
Oh,
well.
I'm
He's right next to
kidding.
Larry.
14.
Nice. Okay.
19 from Charlie.
Great. So, you guys have seen Larry in action. Larry, as reluctant as he is to get into shenanigans and wacky business, when action needs to be taken, Larry is the first person to act. And he is not acting right now. He is frozen in spots, staring down into the hole in the water. And suddenly, both you guys remember way back when you first met, you guys went into the bath car and tried so hard to get Larry to jump in and have some fun. He played it off like he just didn't feel like it. But now you guys are realizing Larry isn't good with water.
Oh no.
And he is just frozen in place, trying to figure out if he's just going to be a liability trying to help here. And I wanted him to jump in and be cool, but this first round, he is just stuck in place.
Oh no.
That's very
Someone get this
true
man
to your
some
character.
spinach.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, is that how you want to end your turn, Larry?
That is the end of his turn.
Okay, wow, epic. Okay, in that case, we have a zip pan downwards because the next person in the order is the engineer. And we go through the murky, muddy waters of the Mississippi. This river is so muddy. Like, I swear once when I saw it going around a bend, I saw it crack. It's that kind of muddy. It's too thick to drink, too thin to plow. And yeah, he is completely lost under this water because he is concussed. He didn't get any oxygen. And he's not in a great situation. But he's not at the bottom of the barrel. He is not desperately depressed anymore, and he has a reason to survive. So, in that regard, I am going to make him roll survival, which I just had up, and I have completely lost it. Where the hell are you? Ah, that's a +4. Good, okay.
I've done that before.
Yeah. Okay, 11. That's good enough to know which way is up. So he manages to figure out which way gravity works and goes the opposite direction of the gravity. And he is also going to try and make a strength save because he has to try and latch his claws into the underside of this ice, which is very slippery because it's ice. 18. Okay, thank goodness. So he's in a bad way. He's taking like, oh my goodness, he's going to take a lot of damage in the next turn for that river. But yeah, he manages to squeak to a halt underneath the ice. And anybody who's like looking really closely at the surface of this river will understand that there is a silhouette that has stopped underneath the ice about 60 feet downriver. So yeah, this river is moving fast. But yeah, he has managed to stop himself. You know where that other camera is? It's like pretty close to where that camera is, with the blue staff member that's riding it. Okay, that's definitely the engineer's turn. The next person in the turn is Dora, who's actually also in a bad way because like her plan has not worked. In fact, it's gone horribly wrong because there is this now like seething horde that is fighting each other behind her, and she can't get that way. And she wants to stick around and, like, watch things happen, but she's also aware that, like, things could go pretty badly. However, she does have a hostage who is not able to resist, and if she's going to take anything out of this, she's going to kill as many people as possible, which is awful. But I'm afraid she's going to cast Vampiric Touch, which is very nasty.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I will just do a straight thing. I won't give her advantage, even though I could. 27. Are you serious?
That'll do it.
That was a
my
nat
God.
20. That was a nat 20. I mean, like, what do you even say? I am so sorry. Anyway, okay, so you're gonna take this much damage, that is for sure. Oh boy, I hope you don't die on the first go. That would be really bad.
Yeah, you touch the child and they die.
That is hilarious.
I take
Oh
4
my
points
God.
of damage.
That's absolutely hysterical. For those listening, I rolled a 2d6 of damage, and both of them were 1s. So you actually take 4 because it was a crit, so you take double damage, but it's 4! And she recovers, not that she needs to, because she hasn't taken any damage, 2 hit points of damage. So yeah, she's so thrown out that her spell just doesn't work, and she's like, actually, that's so upsetting to her, along with, like, the environmental problem that she's dealing with all these people, that her concentration is slipping slightly. So I'm going to drop what you need to roll for the saving throw, Shorts Kid. Bleh, my brain broke for a second there. So yeah, please roll me another wisdom saving throw, Shorts Kid.
Thank God.
An 11.
Damn it!
I wish I could say it was enough. I really
Time out.
wish I could, but I dropped it to
1 second.
13. I dropped it to 13.
Can I give Shorts Kid my free D6?
I mean, sure, but I will also remind Shorts Kid that they have inspiration before we make that decision.
Fair enough.
Owl?
I'm just... Okay, I'm gonna, like, use it because you ain't getting me to no secondary location, mister.
Yes!
Chicken with those little feet.
A classic.
Getting
Absolutely.
smarts.
Top points. Okay, you're gonna use the inspiration or Snail Kid's donation?
I'm gonna use
Okay.
I'm gonna use the inspiration because it's really good narratively that she tries to suck the life out of this child, and the child says, "No, get your own life."
Yeah, that's partly why she didn't succeed. You were just like hanging on to your own life source. You're that determined. And yeah, you think about all of these friends that you have and your train dad who's not dead and it wasn't your fault and it's all gonna be okay, and you break out of it. Is there anything epic that you would like to do? Because I'm afraid that was your action, but I will say you have like the ability to scream, for example.
Okay, then hell yeah, I scream.
You scream real good with inspiration. You don't have to roll for that. Is there anything you say? Like,
Yeah, specifically it's Larry, hit her with the banjo.
Yes!
It's Dora, hit her with the banjo. Give her the chair.
okay, that's really good. I think towards the end of that scream, she does like clamp a hand over your mouth, but like I'm not gonna make you make a strength saving throw because she's panicked, you're panicked, and the entire world is in panic. In fact, the only thing that I might have to get Larry to do on his turn is roll perception because A, he's kind of in a state right now, and B, things are loud right now. In the future, this event will be referred to as the Battle of the Mississippi Bridge. And battle is exactly right, because you all did so well with this promotion. I still can't believe that. You literally have an army of witnesses, and the vast majority of them are more than happy to take on this task of beating back the undead uprising. Man, this film went from The Kid to The Walking Dead in 1 second. There are film lovers and press, cynics, Star Wars fans, real kind, Toonkind, Muppet Born, any and every citizen present that day is a representative of what Anquil has always stood for. And they stand for it. Bravely and creatively, and the entire saga is captured on film, not only by your cameras, but several more, which have been scattered about via the secret helping hands of DJ Moves, who is in fact deeply invested in the success of this film. Come on, he is. And of course, the multiple myriad cameras of the press. In fact, we see one gingerhead reporter repeatedly firing off blinding flash shots from his own camera directly into the eyes of the undead, while his plucky little dog herds those who want to escape to from the conflict to safety. We see decaying limbs and heads flying from the impacts of a gigantic hammer wielded by an equally gigantic blue-haired toon woman. We see the Witch Brigade flying in formation. There are thunderbolts and roiling masses of plants and water and stars. There are splatters of pink paint and the occasional gunshot out of a group of witches, which is a bit surprising, but there you go. One particularly large and unlucky zombie is being hit repeatedly over the head by a sequence of bizarre but heavy objects falling from above, before the camera zip pans upwards to a lazy-looking toon in a purple coat, leaning out of a fifth-story window as he unloads yet another anvil out of his hammer space onto the masses below. Then there's an off-screen explosion, there's a Wilhelm scream. You suspect it had something to do with that cool-looking lady in the lab coat over there, but honestly, there are so many bangs, pops, and whistles going off, it's anybody's guess. We see a grumpy-looking Aarakocra absolutely devastating her surrounding enemies, who, by all accounts, she had no intention of rubbernecking this pointless spectacle. She just wanted to return her library books, but now she has to pay a late fee, and someone is going to take the brunt of her frustrations. There's an insect like Rogue who's slashing and sliding in amongst the chaos, making an invisible but potent impact on the fight, and a trio of ducklings balance on top of one another to defiantly smack a towering target in the face with a frying pan. There's the Professor there, the Cuisine Kit is there. Maisie and Daisy are a duo whirlwind of bludgeoning damage with their identical oversized monkey wrenches, and there are so many custard pies! It's a miracle that anyone can stand up straight from all of this vanilla-flavoured fallout. So yes, serious or silly, this rebellion is being staged wholeheartedly, and the reanimated forces of evil are very quickly finding themselves both outnumbered and overpowered by the animated forces of good. And yeah, that's how that's going. And I have to tell you, like, if your promotion had gone differently, this fight would have been very different, because you would have to be dealing with zombies as well as all this. Also, I finished
This is
talking.
so cool!
Sorry,
The
that was a
library
lot
late
of
fee
words.
thing is too real.
I'm crying, okay? Fuck you.
Good. I mean, I hope they're happy tears. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. No worries. I'm fine.
Oh, feelings. Okay, well, after
so many
that,
cameos.
so many cameos. After that very wordy spiel, I'm sorry again, guys. That was yeah, a lot.
No, it's good.
It's-
Don't
It's
apologize.
good.
That was brilliant.
Okay,
The
fine. If you
best.
enjoyed it, Charlie, it is your turn.
Okay, Charlie has definitely just seen Larry utterly freezing, considering the insight roll that he got before, and also he's right in front of Larry, and is just kind of going like, "Oh, okay, you're not going to be much help here." He's going to kind of just like have a look at the way the river is flowing. He's going to just on the broom. He's going to go down a little way, and then this is also happening as fast as he possibly can. Go down a little way, jump off the broomstick, cast his favorite spell, Thunder Wave, in midair, and do his best to just shatter all the ice on the river, so at least it's not a solid thing.
Oh boy, this is well. Anyway, what I have to ask you to do is to tell me where you are casting this, because again, remember, you don't know where the engineer is, unless like you're making a perception check. So like, just like give me a random like, you know, guess at to where.
It mostly depends on how far the broomsticks can get in one turn.
Oh gosh, that's something I really should have written
yeah.
down. Like broomsticks
I'm
do have like a
fairly
movement
sure-
thing.
Yeah, I
Launch says it's probably 50
yeah,
feet.
no, off
and-
off the top of my head, it would most likely actually be 60 feet per round.
Mhm.
Because I think it's like twice average move speed.
Yes, let's say 60 then. You can move 60
Yeah,
feet.
so basically it would be 60 feet down from where the actual opening had been, and then it's a 15-foot cube. I have a feeling, considering how ice tends to work, it will probably radiate out further than that, but the actual damage radius is a 15-foot cube.
Okay, so yeah, do you roll something, or is that like a savings throw thing?
That's the ice has to make a successful saving throw.
This is going to be interesting. Okay, well I actually will, jokey though it is, because this ice is actually fairly thick. I am not going to give it any pluses though. A 9, that ain't gonna do it, is it?
9. Definitely not. No,
Okay.
it takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Guess who else does?
Yeah.
You want to take a guess who else does?
Oh dear.
I told you that he moved 60 feet downriver. I told you precisely. And so yeah, you want to roll that damage for me, honey?
Yeah.
This will also
Question,
tell
like,
me how much ice breaks, by the way, so it is important.
Oh, the other thing is he does, the engineer does actually have to make a Constitution saving throw
Oh, okay.
as well. Because like that 9 was for the ice, not the engineer.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yep. 14?
Oh god, that's like 1 point off. I'm
Nope.
so sorry.
It's fine. I mean, this is how the narrative works. Like, he wouldn't have any
Yep.
clue that this was about to happen.
Yep. I'm just trying to smash the ice here. Like, Charlie did not know where the engineer had gone. He's just trying to make, like, the biggest area possible. That's
Okay.
only 6 damage, at least.
Yeah, okay. But equally, like, it's only 6 damage to the ice. So, you know, you make a sort of crater, and you hear a bump, thud, and you see the silhouette, like, banging against the underside of the ice, further downriver. Because, guess what? The engineer was clinging onto the underside of the ice with his claws, his talons, and you just broke it. So he's gone, like, yeah, taken that damage, and he has been swept another 30 feet. But we'll get back to him. No, like right now, because it's the river's turn. Okay, yeah, so the movement has been 30 feet. He's going to take another d8 of cold damage. That's a 6 of damage, in fact. Woof, this is stacking up. Okay, and he also has to he is now taking a d6 of damage just from lack of oxygen. So, yeah, that's another 3. Yeah, that is the river's turn. I will say that your cracks, they do sort of start to, you know, go further into the ice, but you can also hear, like, a rather ominous sort of that awful squeaking, that pressure squeaking you hear on ice when it's like starting to shift from further behind you, like up near the river. I'm not the river, the bridge. But we'll worry about that in a bit. Snail, it's your turn.
Okay. So, could Snail have seen all of that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Hopefully someone is filming this as well, because, like, holy shit.
That's what I got the staff on. Snailian is currently not worrying about the cameras because they made sure that they got a good witch on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I have to ask you a question.
Yes, you may do that.
Last time during the Taffy train, you let me sort of slide past with something that actually wasn't legit because I didn't know. Now that I know, I have to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Will you give me permission to cast Find Steve
You're
within, let's say, even a couple turns? I could even use my point of inspiration just to do it.
Yeah, I will say that. Like, if you want to do it in one turn, you will have to use that inspiration. But I will allow it because, God, I want Gregory to come back.
So, Snailian looks down at the river and sees this cracking, sees just all of this, and I don't even... If Larry has to make a perception check to even hear Short's kid, I don't even know if Snailian hears it at all, but she's focused first on saving Train Dad.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna look to the sky and make sort of a flicking up motion with her nubbins, use inspiration, and up above her, above the whole crowd, there's this shimmering of like all of the stars that are not out in the daytime, just sort of coalescing all together. And then there is this long, elegant Chinese dragon made up almost of celestial constellations. And he like actually falls a couple feet before he catches himself, and you're feeling that like last time he was like at least semi-interruptible, and this time he wasn't so much, but the more he looks around, he's like, hey. Snailian is then going to use their mental connection to like just sort of brain blast him with everything that's happened. Say, don't focus on the zombie yet. When the engineer gets out of the ice, he's gonna need a way here. Go with Charlie. Listen to Charlie. And then she's going to Charlie. Use Gregory to save the
Okay, that's what you do. And Gregory is going to do that, I assume, next turn. I think I'll pile Gregory's like movement together with yours. So that's what's happening. Again, Snail, like I think you are cutting out a little bit. Is there anything you can do about that? It's not too bad again, but it's like just like little vital bits, and I'm like, no. Oh, have you disappeared completely now? Can anybody else hear Snail?
Oh, Snail is vanished.
Uh-oh.
There they
Can
go.
you guys hear me?
Yep, there. Hello.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Whew. Okay, Snail lives. Snail lives. Yeah, it's a little bit hoppy. I mean, if we have to go back to what we were doing yesterday, that's also fine. But maybe we'll do that next time.
I am doing what I did yesterday. Is the sad thing.
Oh dear. Okay, well, fine. We'll just keep rolling, and hopefully it won't be too much of an issue, because that's fine. So yeah, Gregory is going to head over to Charlie, I guess, because he's a dragon and he can do that. But now we have to go back to Larry, who is, you know, how are you dealing with this breakdown situation?
My plan from the start was, you know, he would have one round of panic before he put himself together. Now things have gotten much more chaotic. I will have him roll that perception to see if he hears Short's kid. He has a +0.
Oh,
Nope.
that's a turd.
Yep, nope, definitely don't hear that. You've got too much internal chaos going on, and yeah, there is a lot of noise from this crowd, to be fair. There's a lot. Doc, I'm looking at you.
Fine, I have a backup plan.
Oh boy, that's good. But what I will say is that, please recall, Larry, somewhere inside your soul, please recall that you are a character in this movie, and the character may have motivation, even if you're completely stuck.
Yeah. Larry, you know, he is going to take a deep breath, pull from his hammer space his grappling hook, and use that to jet down from the bridge without crashing through the ice. And the cool thing about Larry is he has, rather than the usual 30, he has 40 feet of movement. And if he spends his whole action moving, that's 80 feet of movement.
It is.
So he uses his turn to spring into action belatedly and dart down pretty much like nearly to where the engineer has flown downstream.
Okay, I will do this on one account, because you are now dealing not just with frozen ice, which, you know, I would have loved a sequence of Larry, like, ice skating down this river during this terrible situation to the music, you know, the Skater's Waltz, that would be beautiful. However, it is now kind of broken and is breaking underneath your feet, so to see how much of that 80 feet you very successfully cover, I actually would like you to do a dex save of some description. You can make an acrobatics or athletics roll if you prefer, but you're gonna have to do something.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
What is Larry gonna do?
17. That's a 17.
That's cool. Do you want to describe what that looks like?
So Larry, he is still extremely determined not to fall in the water for a multitude of reasons. So as the ice is beginning to crack up and fall apart, he is just like jumping from one to the next, using like the momentum as he jumps on one and it's forward to spring onto the next one. And he's ninja warrioring across this breaking up river.
That's wonderful. What a great mental image. And yeah, with a 17, you totally make it 80 feet. That's fine. So yeah, you're going to have a fun little conversation with Charlie and a dragon next turn. At the moment, it is the engineer's turn, and he is at present only 10 feet away from you. However, he has to make another strength saving throw. However, he's also kind of pissed right now, taking damage from left, right, and center. So he is actually in a rage, which does give him advantage on saving throws. Thank goodness. So that's a 12. Thank goodness. Yeah. 9. Okay, yeah, that's not great. He tries, but again, like, this ice is slippery and it's breaking. So like he's oh man, and the lack of oxygen. Yikes. Yeah. This guy's having a bad day, and he goes another 30 feet, I'm afraid, before he can, like, manage to get any sort of grip on the ice.
Wait. You said when he is excited, happy, or angry, he raises in temperature to be too hot to the touch. Would that do something to the ice?
Yeah, it does. Guess what happens when you make ice hot? It melts. So that's actually not helping him right now, which is partly why he's gone 30 feet. So you also, however, do get a better clue of where he is, because you can see this kind of glow and you can hear a sort of hissing from underneath the ice. So that's something. However, he is still... Hang on, was I rolling damage when it was the river's turn or when it was the engineer's turn?
On the river's turn.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
In
Also,
that case,
I would like to suggest that he takes half from cold damage just because he's so angry now, like because he's in a rage.
Nope. I'm too mean for that. Nope. Okay.
Damn it.
And the next person in the list is Dora, who is rapidly losing control of everything that she had like hoped to deal with, including like this volatile child who has somehow broken out of her grip and her mental grip. So that's very irritating. And she's, what is she gonna do? Which is the nastiest thing that she could do? You know what? I think she's gonna sing.
Are you nasty?
I think she's gonna sing. So yeah, I would like you, Shorts Kid, to make a con saving throw, and I think Snailian, you're in range as well.
I eat.
God damn it.
I'm also going to make one for
I
the
have a whole
surrounding staff.
+1 to this. Hold on.
Surrounding staff don't make it. A 3.
Damn it.
Nah. Oh, and a 12. Wow. Okay, yeah, so you needed a 15. None of y'all get that. So you are all going to take 2d8 of thunder damage. And...
Oof.
Another double 1! Snake eyes! Suck it, Dora! Okay, yeah, she, like, the gods of the dice hate this woman, and why wouldn't they? So she tries to sing, but the thing is, she's been putting so many levels into this nasty, necrotic, wizardly stuff that she's doing, that she hasn't been focusing on her singing lessons. And it sucks, basically. It's really kind of pitiful. Even so, you are all pushed 10 feet away from her. And the staff are just kind of like aware of the situation now. She has thrown a hissy fit, and it didn't work at all. Shorts Kid, what are you gonna do? Laugh in her face? Please do that.
I'm gonna ask. You said that the engineer was glowy and crud.
I don't think I added the and crud, but yes, he does. He glows when he's extreme of emotion. So at present it would be angry or rather desperate, but it can be if he's happy or whatever.
So, all right. And he is currently 80 plus 30 is 110.
120 feet away from you.
80 plus 30 is 110.
No, he was 90 feet down.
Damn it.
He was 90 feet.
Okay, so I think this will still work then, because it's a 20-foot cube. Yeah, that'll work fine. You also said that the Mr. Zippy River was mostly mud.
Mm-hmm.
I have the spell Erupting Earth.
I think that's a stretch. I mean, it is still water. It's like, it's a river.
It has a range of 120 feet.
Yeah.
And also under a river, guess what there is?
There is. Okay, I don't know how deep the Mississippi is, but you know what? The engineer is having a rough day, and that's a cool creative spell that doesn't get enough credit, so I am totally going to allow this. Go on.
Yeah! So, Shorts Kid sees that, like, they aren't really being listened to, which is fine because there's zombies and this is freaky. But they also see that little glowing star under the ice getting further and further. And their eyes, which have been galaxy this whole time, just go completely starry. And they cast Erupting Earth, which is choose a point you can see on the ground within range. A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. Each creature in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. You take 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand. But, like, it's called Erupting Earth, so I'm gonna say, can it, like, shoot him out of the river?
Yeah, I will allow that. However, he's still gonna take damage, and again, he has no idea what's going on. He's actually, like, you know, in the flagging resources of his oxygen-starved brain, he is trying to figure out what the hell is going on up there. He does not make that save, unsurprisingly, given the circumstances.
I think Larry also needs to make that save,
That's
too.
true. And
Sorry, Larry.
actually, wait,
We're
Charlie.
trying to help.
Yeah, because Charlie's in the air, but at the same time, he's definitely going to get hit by
He's
this.
in range.
It's a deck save, right?
Yeah, it's a dex save of 12. So, yeah.
Like, guys,
And I would note, Maud, since Engineer's a barbarian, I think he actually gets advantage on all saving throws.
he doesn't if he doesn't know it's coming.
Also,
enough.
I think he does take half on bludgeoning damage when he's in a rage.
He does when he's in a rage. Thank goodness. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yep, that's fine.
Just like,
Okay.
I read the D&D book again.
Yeah, that's really good news, especially because I completely forgot about that, despite playing him right now. Okay, yeah, Charlie and Larry, I forgot your name for a second, I'm sorry. I think you both make that, right?
Charlie
Charlie-
just gets a nat 20.
Yeah,
Yeah, Charlie's fine.
you
Yeah,
heal.
I
You
think
heal a
one
couple of health
gun-
points.
Oh, that's...
Oh, have you just potentially killed Train Dad?
Nah,
Shorts
he's
Kid?
good. He's
No,
very
he took
tough.
half.
He's a
15.
barbarian. He's built like a tank,
He
but
is.
yeah.
He is, but
You
wow,
made a spirited
15.
attempt.
Just for those listening
Train
again.
Dad takes 15, and Larry, you take 15 divided by 2 and round up. 8.
Okay.
And yeah, for those listening, that was a 30 worth of damage rolled, which is, you know, that's great. Congratulations.
Pew! You have all been launched into the air by mud.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this rocky, muddy edifice shoots up. What I will say is that it cannot sustain itself due to the nature of the mud being semi-liquid and it being in this very fast-moving river. So once it's shot everybody up into the air, it collapses back down, and yeah, that's going to be a situation that I deal with next time, because I
No,
can't...
that's fair. All I wanted to do was get everyone out of the river.
Yeah, you've also destroyed a lot of ice, so we don't have any solid surface left, that's for sure. And again, that's going to be a result that's going to be soon. However, the good news is that the next turn is this zombies versus crowd situation. Again, if you hadn't got such a crowd on your side, you would have to deal with the zombies. You don't, because they are being routed by these angry film fans. So that just passes uneventfully for you guys. Most of the people who wanted to leave, so, you know, those who are too afraid or scared or unable to fight, have been vacated from the area, so that's very good. Charlie, it is your turn.
Okay, so the engineer's kind of just in midair, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're within the 6 seconds of this round, so I'd say we're in
Yeah.
freefall.
Okay, because Charlie's still currently on the broomstick. I think Gregory's also nearby. For the sake of not having to jump from one flying thing to another flying thing, Charlie's gonna attempt to scoop the engineer out of midair, please.
Sure, I would have to ask you to make a dex save.
All right. I
Or a
can do
dex
that.
roll,
Charlie's gonna
whichever. I mean, you gotta grab him.
making dex.
20!
That's a 20.
Yeah!
Dirty
Yeah, dirty 20.
He's certainly
Charlie's good at
dirty.
dex.
Yeah,
Dirty
you have this muddy, soggy, ice, like, shattered piece of, like, cloth and feathers that is really hot! It's really hot! You caught him, but he's really hot.
Technically, I've just used up my action in catching him, I guess. But like, as the DM, would you allow me to cast prestidigitation real quick on him to at least get rid of some of the mud?
Nah, this is more humiliating this way. However, you can talk.
Fair enough.
You can talk.
I think it's just gonna be like, gotcha. Like, it's just like, gotcha. You're safe. It's okay. I gotcha.
I mean, what? Who's got what? How? What? Air? Okay, we're up here now. Okay. And that's about all he has time to do because he is very out of breath. And the next person in the turn is the river. I would ask all of you, like, how high above the river do you think you guys are?
However high above the river the bridge is.
Nah.
For me.
No, well, that's true. Yeah, Snail, you're not in trouble. I suppose I mean the group that is interacting with it. Larry, you're probably in close proximity because you can't fly. Gregory is maybe
Correct.
flying. Charlie...
No
you're
idea
kinda
how
up.
high the engineer got tossed, so it's gonna be basically a little bit below the maximum height of that.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna, like, make you all do a dex save because that's simpler. With all the chaos that's been happening on this river, unsurprisingly, you now have this sort of field of ice columns that are floating and bobbing and being swept rapidly downstream. And that ominous squeaking you heard before was bigger pieces coming from upriver because, yeah, there's a lot going on with this. So, yeah, everybody make a dex save. This is to avoid bludgeoning damage from the ice.
Uni, I would like to point out, please remember you've got like an extra D8 from Charlie's Bardic Inspiration
You
that
do.
you can use if you need
I don't know if if I roll a perfect 8 that would help, but let's see.
You also have inspiration, so...
I was like, you've got double inspiration, basically.
Okay, so that
That
brings
brings
it to 13.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
something.
it. That makes it.
cool.
Snalian, can you roll, like, for Gregory? I don't know how this would affect Gregory, like, if they have hit points and such.
They do have hit points. It's unlikely to reduce them down to 0, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Dex.
22, great.
Nice.
Okay, you're all gold, but yeah, this ice swarms and just like clatters past you like an angry stampede of pieces, like very, very large angry ice cubes, if you can imagine, like World of Gumball style. They've got like eyes and crossed eyebrows, and you know, they were hibernating, perfectly happy to just stay there until the spring, but you guys had to come along. But they don't get their revenge. And that's the river's turn. Snalian, you can follow this really bizarre sentence that I keep having to say, which is the river's turn. Anyway.
Okay, so first I'm actually going to deal with Gregory before I even touch Snalian. Gregory heard the command, get everybody out of the river, heard stick with Charlie, and they're seeing that Charlie's got the angry one, and there's still the one with suspenders. So he's going to go down, grab the one with suspenders. I don't care how much they move. They might literally just stay in the same area, but they are grabbing Charlie like underneath the armpits and making sure they're not drowning in the river. Would that
Or Larry.
count?
Yeah, Larry.
Yes, Larry, I'm sorry.
I think, yeah,
The one who
that would be your turn. But I think, yeah, you'd have to basically sacrifice yourself doing anything, because that's quite a lot.
Okay, let me ask if I can do one thing. Considering that I was harmed by Dora's spell,
Yeah.
can Snailian know that Dora is here now?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, when she did this singing blast, which was not very successful, she did the whole Marilyn Monroe thing, like her skirt went woof, so you recognize those shoes for sure.
Okay, so one thing, and then I'll be done with my turn with that.
Yeah.
But you see, like, Snailian, like, make the 1+2 and like look at Dora, and then like you see the screen, like one of the cameras is just happened to like accidentally catch Snailian, even though they're supposed to be off screen. But that camera just zooms in, and you get the black and then the spark of white because their eyes narrow. And they are pissed.
Yes.
Okay. What results?
And now it's Larry's turn, I think. Yes.
Oh my goodness, you just wanted a dramatic zoom in? That's all? Oh darling, I would totally have allowed that.
Snailian is pissed, and she knows where Dora is.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to establish.
That's really, really funny. Okay,
Angry snail.
Larry, you have been picked up by your armpits by a large dragon. What, how are you... This film is not going the way that anybody anticipated it to, huh?
Yeah, we've done a weird genre jump here.
The dragon is a metaphor.
Everything's a metaphor.
It's all metaphorical. Larry takes just like a second to again just recalibrate his brain. A lot has happened in the last 12 seconds. And he like sort of nudges Gregory, hey, take me over to them, please. Over to, and Larry pulls out a potion from his hammer space and hands it off to the engineer.
That's great timing. Is there anything else you want to do? Because it is the engineer's turn next.
Larry is, he's going to try and switch from being awkwardly dangled by the dragon to flipping up on the dragon's back.
Gregory will allow that, and they're like, oh, sorry, and like try to help them up as much as they can. So you fully have the dragon's permission to ride on their back.
Never-ending story.
Lovely. What a beautiful moment. For the engineer to be utterly confused. Like, this guy has no idea what's going on. Also, he is a mess, but he's also completely missing his hat and his coat. Like, fortunately, one of the things, like, being tumbled around in the water did was actually dislodge his coat, which probably would have drowned him, because, like, that was a big-ass coat. So yeah, you have this half-drowned granddad in his waistcoat and shirt, which is completely sodden with this icy cold water, and you've just, like, put this vial into his hand, which he does automatically bite the cork out of and drink. And how much do I recover for that?
Let me double check.
Is that a 2d4 plus 4 or something?
Yes, that is correct.
They vary. There's like a bunch of different ones. So, okay, 10. That'll do. And he says, okay, well, this was a day. What is going on? And like, he's looking around at this war that is waging around you, as well as, like, you know, the dragon he can deal with. He's met that before. But this, what the hell is going on? Is anybody going to, like, give him an explanation? Like, that's going to be his turn.
Unfortunately, Charlie and Larry both, like, left before Dora revealed herself, so they're both just as clueless.
Okay, great. So, like, that's the situation. I think... okay, so, like, drinking that potion would be his entire action, wouldn't it? So I can't roll perception. Okay, he's confused as peck. His movie, as far as he can tell, has gone completely sideways. Like, he can't even think how he's gonna work this into the film. But it's cool, so, like, that's a plus, and he has started to, like, cool down slightly, so, Charlie, you're not getting quite so burned. And Dora, it's her turn, and she sees all of this. She has seen this object of her absolute hatred be rescued once again. Not dead, once again. And the person that he loves the most is within range, and she is just absolutely going to try and destroy you, Shorts Kid. I am afraid that is what she's going to do.
Oh boy.
And she is going to again use Vampiric Touch, but she's going to be a little nastier about this one if it hits, which it might. 17 is definitely going to hit you, because it's actually 3d6 of damage. You're going to take 12 of damage, and that feels pretty nasty. And yeah, she is also going to do something that you don't know about, because that's her bonus action, and I'm allowed to not say. Ha! Okay, Shorts Kid, it is now your turn, and you have just been drained, and you feel like your life force just leave your body. Like last time, you managed to resist it. This time, maybe it's because you've seen, like, your train dad is safe. You lose a little bit of your edge, and yeah, it just gets drawn out of you.
Okay, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Can I, let's take a look. Dora's still wearing her fancy shoes, right?
Oh,
The ones where
always.
if she clicks, she escapes.
Mm-hmm. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
I have the cantrip Mold Earth. Do you think I could mold some stone from the bridge around her ankles so she can't click?
Ooh, that's see, is Earth comparable to concrete? I need like a group vote on this.
I mean, like, does it
It
say
says if the dirt or stone you target is on the ground.
Yeah, stone. I mean, stone is a big component of it. Yeah, sure, fine. Like, do you just do that? Or, like, are you aiming for, like, a particular foot, both feet? Like, or do I have to do a dex save?
I think Shorts Kid takes the vampiric touch so that
I would
like-
say what's fair is that like you can restrain the shoes, but she can still get out of
Yeah.
the shoes if she wants to. Like it doesn't restrain her movement.
Yeah, I would say
that's
that.
all I want to
Yeah.
do is make sure that she can't click her goddamn heel.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So the Earth develops two mouths and chomp at her feet, but she manages to sort of go ah! and jump upwards and slide her feet just out of the grasp of these stony moors in time to see her shoes, her precious, precious, wondrous item shoes, be eaten by the floor. And oh my god, she was pissed before, but now she's pissed and scared. That's a hell of a combination to have to deal with. Okay, and again, the zombie crowd is just like chaos. There's only a couple of zombies left now. Like, everyone is kind of having a party now. This is just like really fun. And also there's a dragon. Like, people are cheering for this gigantic dragon that's happened. Again, not much attention being paid to Dora apart from the staff who are aware of her. And again, like, their initial reaction is to actually get the crowd away from her because they know how dangerous she is. So they're like pushing back at you see the yellow barricades? Those are like, you know, the cordoned off string things to stop people from wandering onto the set. And like, again, like there's some people who think this might all be a very extravagant part of this movie. You know, that's what mob psychology is. Like, some people are getting it, some people are not getting it at all. And after this, it is Charlie's turn. Charlie, you have a less hot angry, wet bird who is still very muddy. That's probably also making you very muddy.
Yeah. And also, like, 120 feet away from Dora, and Charlie does not really have much in the way of ranged spells.
Okay.
So mostly he's just going to, he's gonna, like, have a look at the engineer, go like, yeah, sorry about all that, mate, here, this'll help. Like,
Also,
just press
I
his hand.
will point out, like, I'm not sure Charlie knows about Dora yet, does he?
No, he just kind of like, okay, we've got engineer time to get back to the bridge and also maybe sort out the zombie problem. He's not sure what's up with that at the moment.
Mhm.
He's just like, can we maybe get off this broomstick and back to dry land?
Mhm.
But he's also aware that like the engineer's still not looking pretty great, so he's gonna cast Cure Wounds, which gains a 1d8 plus 7. So
Yeah, if you could roll that.
so
Oof.
regains another 13 hit
Yeah,
points.
he takes a big guess. He's like, oh, thank you. Oh, I did not know you could do that. Maybe I'll keep you on set in the future.
Gone handy a couple of times. But yeah, like Charlie's just going to turn the broomstick around and start heading back to the bridge. He still doesn't know what's really going on. So he's just kind of like, okay, yeah, we've got the engineer. Time to go back and hopefully sort things out, whatever was going on before.
Also, I have to confirm, because this is a long dragon, but we also have a broomstick. I'm a little confused as to where everybody is. Like, who's on the dragon,
Okay.
who's not on the dragon.
Larry
Charlie
is currently the only person on the dragon. The engineer is with Charlie,
Okay.
and the dragon is, until Snailian's turn, still right at the place where the ice broke, even as Charlie moves forward, because their movement is connected.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will...
Yeah, so Charlie
Charlie is
Charlie
going
is
to fly.
currently 60 feet from the bridge. He's got the engineer in tow. They're on the broomstick. Yeah, that's all he can really do for now.
Okay, that's fine. The next person's turn is the river, but I'm gonna say, like, yeah, Gregory's smart. He's not gonna stay down near where the deadly cross-eyebrowed ice cubes of death are. So the river is basically out. Unless someone jumps in it again, which you're free to do. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but I'll keep it in order just in case. Snailian, it is your turn. What do you do?
So, first I'm gonna finish just booping this in because it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
In the Toonkind D&D fan art, there's just something that you'll want to pop up because
Oh, okay.
Snailian is furious.
Nice.
Alien is fucking pissed.
Yes, Kirby's fucking pissed.
They had already seen the worst of what they thought they had already seen the worst of what Dora Z is capable of. And now Dora is back, actively trying to murder people, and they've seen the crowd probably successfully murdered a lot of people. Dora is going down. They tap their helmet twice and say, "Snelmet, parentheses, snail helmet, close parentheses." And that activates, as a bonus action, their animated helmet, so they do not have to hold their helmet in order for it to act as a shield. And they're pretty sure that, like, Dora's feeling pretty okay, that, like, Snailian's gonna, like, make a big speech and stuff. And they just run at Dora, and they are going to attack.
I'm sorry, the mental image of Snailian running has completely broken me. I've just got a tiny pair of stickman legs on the bottom of the snail. It's a really cool moment, and I've ruined it with my imagination. Ow!
Oh no!
I mean,
That's a one.
Okay, hang on. Does anybody have an inspiration point that they would be willing to loan me? Because I need this.
You have an inspiration point already?
I used it to get Gregory in a single turn.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's alright, none of you have to. I mean, like, Kirby's fucking
I don't
pissed and
have
then misses
anything.
is pretty funny, I've got to admit.
I think I've still got that 1d6. If you want it, I just don't have the inspiration.
I'm gonna tell you now, even if you have a 6, that's not gonna make it.
It's
Oh,
not gonna
beans.
make- Okay. Don't worry about it. Snailian, it's interesting because she doesn't pull out a weapon. She just launches herself at Dora, and when she missed, she, like, skids on the ground and then, like, turns back around. Her helmet is activated. But real quick, she is going to glare. Hang on, actually. Do you get as many bonus actions as you want in a single turn,
Just
or
one.
is it just the one?
It's just the one.
Okay. She's just so angry. Like she miscalculated when she launched, but she's right in Dora's grill and she's so angry. She's not making speeches. She's not telling Dora what a bad person she is. She wants her dead.
This is so good.
I just have this mental image of like a SpongeBob style, really highly, uncomfortably highly detailed, oil painted close up of Snailian being super angry. And I think that's worth you missing. Like, honestly, that's the best.
Oh no.
Steam is coming out of her helmet in like all of the little holes. She's furious.
Murder, murder,
This is
murder.
good.
Okay.
Bloodlust, still bloodlust.
Speaking of bloodlust, Larry, darling, baby bouncing barbarian boy, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Can I say while Sale was doing all that, Gregory zoomed on closer?
Oh,
Yes,
sure,
sorry,
sure.
yes indeed.
Yeah,
He-
Gregory
he-
independent.
So how close am I now?
I'm gonna say, like, you're keeping pace with Charlie, so you've moved 60 feet. You're within 60 feet of the bridge.
Cool. And can we see what's going on now?
Yeah, but again, like, I would ask you to make a perception check, because there's so much going on, like, you don't even know what to look at.
That's fair. That's very fair.
I try to be. 16, I will say that's gonna do it. You're definitely gonna notice that something is up. Like, you haven't got eagle-eyed vision that has described, like, Superman style the entire situation. But, for a start, you've got Snailian right up in this actress's grill being pissed, and, you know, even from here, you think, like, Short's kid looks a little bit wobbly? Are you not sure what? Like, something's up. You know something is up, for sure.
Cool. Well, in that case, Larry, he has felt he's frustrated with himself for freezing up when he should have taken action. So this time he's just not gonna think about it, and he will pull out his violin and launch the bow at her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good.
While you're doing this, the engineer just is like, really? You're going to perform right here? I mean, I guess, wait, what are you doing? And then you fire off.
Boing.
That is not how you treat a violin. A 13 isn't gonna do it.
I do get a plus from
Mhm.
Oh no, wait, I used up the inspiration from Charlie.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to use my inspiration now from the start.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Robin Hood that shit, and you nail her, so please roll damage. Also, for using your inspiration, I will give you an extra fun thing for this, so... Do. 9! Oh, smart. Yeah. Actually, that's good timing for the BRB with Charlie, because what happens is this bow arcs up and sails down and completely, because she's so distracted by Snailian, catches Dora between the eyes, and her fake elven ears pop off in a really cartoonish fashion, and she just screeches, "I hate these tunes!" in her voice, with her face, in an emerald green dress, and she has no shoes on. And everybody knows who she is, and you know who's next in turn. But we're gonna come back to that after a 5-minute break. Oh wait, no, it's Larry. No, it's Larry. You finish your turn, and then we can cut to a commercial break.
Larry gets 2 attacks per round.
He does. He does. Okay. It's not quite as good dramatic pacing, but you know what? I'll allow it because I hate this woman.
Actually, can I actually take my action so that he jumps off of Gregory and tries to land down in front of him?
Nah, see, because you rolled perception, so yeah.
I mean, does that take over for movement?
It might. Like, I'm not sure. Like, what's the vote on this? Like, again, like, I really don't know how to play this as a DM because, like, perception is like a whole movement thing. It's like, it's an action. No, you know what? Like, if you're just jumping off a dragon and falling, I'll allow it, but you will have to roll dex or strength to withstand landing.
Yeah, Larry's good at that.
Okay.
So Larry has a +7 to strength saving throws.
He surely does. Tough lad. Okay, that's
Not
a
a great roll for
13. I'm gonna say, like, you do take, like, a pathetic d4 of damage. Oh, 1! You take 1! Your shins sting a bit, but you stick the landing, you don't fall over or anything, and, yes, you have landed on the ground.
He, like, I will say, that takes the place of his second attack.
Yeah. Oh, no,
but
wait!
he pulled-
No, oh, I'm so sorry, because you're still, like, 60 feet away. So you can't.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
sorry. Like, okay, so, I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want to fire a second bow at her thing, or?
And if I can jump down, then
If you jump
Yeah, I
down, you're gonna
guess.
land in the river, so.
just not great. All right, fair.
Sorry.
Fair.
Like, do you want to use your second attack to fire another arrow at her? You can do that.
Yeah, none of his other weapons can
Can do that.
bring that far.
Okay, so yeah, just roll another bow attack. That'll be good. Although, you know, the first one is definitely the funniest, but if you stick her in the forehead again, that'll be great.
Okay.
7.
Nope,
No,
Not one.
what a shame. In fact, it's kind of funny because the first one was so perfect, and this one just goes shooting off into the crowd, and you hear some poor random person go, "Ow!" You know. However, comedy
Larry's
aside,
performance skill are there too. The
they
last.
are in there. Actually, you're pretty sure it was DJ moves, and after that,
Oh no.
yeah. So I think we will cut to a break because the next turn is going to be something special because you have alerted the engineer to the situation. And yeah, we're going to take 5 minutes because I need to stretch because my back is messing me up right now, and I'm sure we all have drinks, toilet breaks that we need to do, run around the house screaming, whatever you like. And of course you can stay here and just chat amongst yourself if you want to do. But I'm going to disappear for like 3 minutes. Okay, bye!
Bye.
I love murder.
Okay.
Are you okay there?
I'm so excited and so worried. I want to do one thing. And after I do that one thing, I will do literally anything else. But I'm so worried I'm not going to be able to do the one thing or somebody is going to die.
I don't think we're gonna die. It's cool. We'll be all right. But at the same time, like, I understand your worries.
I mean, at this point, with the zombie horde being taken care of, we pretty much got Dora on the ropes. It is 5-1.
And I stole her shoes!
Yeah.
Like, she's going down. We're good. Don't worry.
I just don't want her to go down before I can do my one thing. It's literally just one thing, and it's so silly, but I was so sad when I didn't get my attack because it would have been perfect, but it's also okay because Charlie deserves just the best inspiration point. And everybody's already used theirs. So good. So good.
Wait, have I? I've still no. I've used my
You keep mixing up Charlie and Larry.
yeah. I used my inspiration point.
Oh, okay. Does that mean
Cherry.
that everybody's used their inspiration this time?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay, that's actually good because oftentimes when I'm like running a game, I forget to remind people to use their inspiration, so they don't. And so all of us actually using our inspiration is actually great.
Hurrah!
Yeah, I will torment you with the knowledge. If Larry had fallen in the river, you'd have probably gotten to see his real body.
Oh God damn.
No, we gotta do it the right way.
It's not
He's
too late
got
to
to
just
reveal
push him
it
in.
because he trusts the group and wants to be closer to them as a person.
That would not
It's
be
too
the
late to
sad
push him
narrative
in.
way, but we gotta do it the fun narrative way.
It could have still been fun, one way or another. Like, there's plenty of dramatic ways for it to happen, and it's not it's only going to happen either if he is forced to, such as falling in the river, or if he feels like it's important. It's not going to come out casually.
Oh, no. It's gotta come out narratively. The rules of narrative at this point are like forcing him not to say a word.
You need we need to have like a level 500 friendship with him before he's gonna even think about it.
Yeah, basically.
Someone needs to be on their deathbed, and then Larry will reveal that secretly he's like David Hasselhoff or something.
I mean, we already know that he's jacked, so like.
It's true. Surprise, he's ripped.
Is it a surprise if we all know?
You didn't know the first time, and that's what made it so good.
That was
Yep.
an amazing
It was
reveal.
a surprise
Also, hi,
then,
Beck.
not anymore.
So good.
Oh god, I was so happy
a
nobody
lie.
figured it out.
Oh, that was
Not a
That's a lie.
single one of us.
Mhm.
No.
He kept like giving very like, oh, he's a bard type hints, and then you're like, no, he's a fucking barbarian.
All I ever said was that he played music, and y'all just took it as an assumption. All you gotta do is put an instrument in your character's hands, and everyone will assume.
I mean, pretty much, if there is specifically, like, a class that you can take that is, you play instruments and that then does, like, various things. If you're carrying around an instrument, we're going to assume that, like, you're a bard. Says
That
me,
is the
who is
magic
playing the
of
bard.
this design. Like,
You
someone looks at this noodle man and thinks that he's ripped.
It's great.
It's less that he's ripped and more that he's angry.
Oh, well, you should have guessed that from the start.
Yeah, he's got the
Very
angry.
angry.
Just like the strength doesn't come from his muscles; it comes from his pure anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Mhm.
Okay, but I'm just so happy that we got more lore that he can't be in the water. Like you calling back all the way to like the first game.
That was really good.
That's my mind. It's exploding.
Him scared of water.
Also, just like because I've come back and we're talking about cool things, in terms of this epic battle that's happening on the bridge, for anybody who's listening in the Toonkind Discord or whatever, like if you want to headcanon that your character was here doing shit, like you absolutely are allowed. But I didn't want to take too many liberties. Like I already took like a bunch, so. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, I have returned. How is everybody feeling? Are we a little more rested and relaxed before the next bout of chaos?
I've just been playing Animal
look, that's
Crossing.
extremely good.
I have needs, and the needs are continuing game once everybody is prepared.
Okay. Is everybody okay with like continue?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, good. All right.
Let's do this.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah. Speaking of Angie. So here's the thing. This is a thing that the engineer has always been able to do, and there's only one of you who's aware of it. Kai, this is you, because you have DM'd this character. This hasn't come up, like, he hasn't had to do this. He hasn't wanted to do this. He didn't need to do it. He is just like... There's like a moment of like, you know, that quiet horror when like a parent sees someone do something not kind to their child, like multiply that by about 1,000. And yeah, thank you, Larry, for like literally pinpointing the source of consternation, because like, yeah, he is like, livid is the word. And here's the thing. Here's some boring D&D things about the engineer, because this all comes down to numbers. This game really, doesn't it? The engineer is a barbarian, above a level 5 barbarian. He's a Warnerkind, and he's a totem spirit type of barbarian. This means nothing. This is all utterly boring. Apart from the fact that, as Larry has previously stated, that a base speed for a barbarian is 40, so when they're dashing that goes up to 80. And a Toonkind is allowed to use, what's it called, Expeditious Retreat 3 times every long rest?
Yep.
And a Spirit Totem barbarian is allowed to use dash as a bonus action. So let's do some maths, everybody. Okay, class. Snailian, what is 2 times 40?
2 times 40 is 80.
Marvellous, full points. Kai, what is 2 times 80?
160.
Uni, what is 2 times 160?
That would be 320.
This tiny ice water sodden ball of rage and feathers that looks like the world's most angry stuffed toy right now disappears. Like, you don't even see him take off. There is an explosion of...
Fucking flash steps.
Yeah, he flash steps. You can feel like a wash of heat from where he was, and he basically teleports this comet of orange and, like, molten metal yellow cannonballs into Dora, and he doesn't have, like, that tackle feat, but I think traveling at 300 feet, he is absolutely going to knock Dora off her feet, and she is prone, because, like, I think it's fair to say that you would be. And it is, however, her turn next, but that's gonna be, like, the engineer's turn, because, like, I don't want to OP this. However, he does, in her face, very loudly, and in the most terrifying voice you've ever heard, like, more scary than I can do it justice, says, "Get your poisonous claws away from my family!" So good. Yeah, Daddy's cross. And
Short's kid's heart grows 3 sizes that day.
yay! And you know what? He hit her really hard, so I'm gonna at least give her a D4 of damage. Like, yeah, two bludgeoning damage from cross dad impact, but she's also prone, so that's like a status thing. She's gone from, like, being very cross and kind of sulky that her evil plan has, like, been foiled so quickly. Oh my goodness, do you know how much effort, like, how many cemeteries she had to go to raise that many people? And how many days of recovering spell slots?
Larry,
Yeah.
please tell me you're carrying the world's smallest violin here.
How fucking terrible for her.
Yeah.
I have 14 hit points. Get out of my house.
Yeah, she's gone from that to being pretty damn concerned because her magical shoes that allow her to just disappear have been nixed by this child. Then she got a snail with, like, grotesque detail up in her grill, which was kind of disturbing. But then this. Oh, this is a whole other level of terror. And she is just, like, gobsmacked. She is speechless. However, the thing that she was doing in her bonus round last time was, like, giving herself a little boost juice. So she actually now has 2 turns per round because she is a boss. You can do that. That's what she does. And she, as her bonus action this time, is going to summon a sword. It is made entirely out of shadows. She doesn't have to get up to use it, which is why she's going to use it. So she is going to try and hit the engineer with this sword with a 20, a nat 20.
Ooh,
Nat 20.
that's a crit.
With this sword made out of spectral shadows, she definitely can run him through. So that's 2 6s, that is 12 plus 1. That's 13. Unlucky 13 for some. He is so angry, even though she's literally
He's raging.
He's
so.
raging for sure. And yeah, she, like, runs him through the side, and he doesn't even move. He doesn't even register it. Like, he's got so much adrenaline going through him. And this is even more terrifying, like, than anything she could have expected. So she screams, and again, that is actually going to come out as a thunder wave. So the engineer is going to have to run a Constitution saving throw, but Snailian and Shotskird, you are definitely going to have to do that. The rest of you, I think, are too far away. Yeah, you are too far away. 15.
What did you say I had to roll again? Sorry.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great.
Fortunately, the engineer is so pissed, like, that ain't gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
you will
dirty
take half
20.
damage. Nice, dirty 20, 18! Very good. Okay, so you do take half of this, but it is only half. You take 5. Thank goodness it was only half. You take 5 thunder damage, and you are not pushed aside. And yes, so the engineer is just like, what? Just like the most angry thing with claws hanging onto her. And that's Dora's turn. She is terrified and prone. So, Shorts Kid, it's your turn. What do you do?
Hooray. Oh boy. Shorts Kid's turn. Fun fact about my child, they currently have 9 hit points.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry, squishy baby.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to find a spell I can use, but most of them are like location based because like space manipulation, you're taking different spaces. So I'm just like, how the frig can I do damage to this dumb, stupid woman?
One thing I will say, and this is a thing that I love to do and it doesn't like get very much use in games, but you are allowed to use your turn to assist. So you can like encourage another player and that will give them advantage on their next turn and you can choose whoever. So if you're really stuck, like that's a good one to pick, I find myself.
Thank you.
Me, please.
Who is next in the order though? Because I can't be bothered to remember.
It's Charlie.
Naomi.
It's Charlie next
Oh,
time.
Charlie.
Charlie,
Okay.
me, please, me, please, I have a thing.
No, yeah,
Oh,
give
Snail
it to
has a thing.
Snailian.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Snailian would be better narratively anyway.
Mhm.
So we've got really angry Snailian, and Shorts Kid just kind of is not the focus of the ire right now. So where are you, Snailian?
Snailian is right up next to Dora.
No, you're not. You are 10 feet away from Dora because you were pushed away. No, you weren't. Yes, you were.
Because I was pushed away, I'm only 10 feet away from her. Correct,
Mm.
sorry.
No,
Okay,
actually, I'm
then,
not sure you were because you made that con saving throw. No, you're next to her. I got it wrong. My bad. Sorry.
Okay, so Shorts Kid's just gonna I'm gonna say Shorts Kid darts over, scoops up Snailian, and then says, I'm trying to debate which should be used. Peck her up.
Fastball special me, Shorts Kid! Fastball special me!
And Shorts Kid then fucking yeet the snail.
Incredible. I love this.
Amazing.
And this happens in slow motion because it's not going to impact until Snail's turn. Bullet time Snail. In fact, yeah, so Shorts Kid, is there anything else you want to do, like a bonus action or movement? Because you still have movement, that's definitely allowed.
Might be good to put distance between you and Dora, just saying.
Specifically, okay, I have the rest of my thing. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Heck yeah!
Yep. Okay, so you run the fuck away, which is highly advisable. So you can move, I think 60 feet? Yeah, 60 feet.
Yep. Just like, normally I wouldn't run, but I have 9 hit points, and Shorts Kid then just fucking blinks away, almost literally. Like, you saw Train Dad flash step. This is somehow a non-hereditary family trait, and
You
Shorts
smear
Kid
frame.
disappears
You smear
in a
frame out of that.
sparkle of face, and just yeet, there she go.
You see a child cloud shape, and they do the sound effect. So yeah, you are out of there. That's a very good idea. And the next turn again is like technically the zombie crowd thing. The zombies, like the last zombie. Oh gosh, I think it's fair to say that with the whole baseball analogy, a really good one is going to be the big lady with the blue hair, batter up, and you see this head go flying the entire width of the Mississippi River, and yeah, you get there, it's a home run, it's one, and like the whole crowd is like, woo, and again, there's this kind of half and half. Like
Yeah.
some people realize what's going on, like on the bridge now, and like understand that it's real, and some people think this entire thing is like somehow a collaborative, what do you call it, flash mob kind of film situation. So they think like this is all part of a show. There's that going on. And Charlie, it is now your turn.
Charlie, all right, I have something wonderfully cinematic lined up for Charlie's turn.
Yes.
And the good news is, at least for the beginning part, it doesn't take any rolling. Because for the first bit, Charlie's still in the broomstick. He's still kind of like a little bit far away, but he kind of continues on the broom. As soon as the broom gets near the bridge, he leaps off, does an impact roll, and like stands up in a combat stance. It's like, you're not the only one with a cool sword. And he casts Flame Blade. Woo! Which means he now has a fiery blade in his free hand. It's like, looks like a scimitar, and it lasts for like about 10 minutes, as long as he's got concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Good news is that's also a bonus action, which means Charlie still has his actual action, and he's gonna take a swing at Dora.
Yeah, go for it. And again, she is prone. I don't know if that gives you advantage.
Stab.
Oh,
So that's a 26.
Yeah, 26.
Stab.
Okay, shorts kid, we get it. So, we like the
I've
stabbing.
been waiting the whole game for this.
Okay.
3d6. Like, if she's got a Shadow Blade, Charlie's gonna come in with a Fire Blade and deal 10 damage, so I'd say we're going good.
Okay, yeah, that's 10. And yeah, she can't do anything about that. Yeah, like, that's pretty nasty. And you see a rather evil smile on the engineer's face registering this, because he's got something that you might, you may be kindred spirits in some way. And yeah, that happens, and it's really brutal, because like you just cut up this lady who is already pinned to the floor by this angry creature, who's really like, he is strong, like he's light, but my god, like Charlie, you've interacted with this guy. He's tough. It ain't good. Yeah, after that, it's the river. We're ignoring the river and the Snailian, unless Charlie has any extra to do. I don't know if you do.
No, he's already taken his bonus action with
that's true.
casting the spell.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Okay. I'm also
Allow
rolling something
me-
which I will talk about later. Okay, fine.
Allow me to set the scene. Snailian has just been yeeted at the prone Dora. We are first gonna get a dirty 20, and I'm just gonna go ahead and continue that advantage before I finish my statement. A
Mhm.
dirty 20 will do it. Right?
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, what happens? Please tell me.
So, Snailian, again, it's weird. They don't pull out any weapon. In fact, they disengage their helmet from their head as they are getting thrown along, and they clamp onto Dora's arm. They then are going to do a little bonus action as they're being thrown. It's called Wrathful Smite. And
Whoa.
then what they're going to do is, as they're on the arm, again, I'm sending a picture because I planned this forever.
Yay!
They are going to rear open their mouth and bite down. Now, let me ask you a strange question. How familiar is Dora with a snail's anatomy?
Take a wild guess. She ain't no shit about that.
So she sees this soft and cute and goopy creature just launch herself and then bite, and nothing much really happens. It's just a D4 -1. So it's only 1 point of damage. But then she actually looks down and sees what's going on. The thing about snail anatomy is they have these really cute mouths and rows of teeth. It's horrifying the way that this just clamps down on her arm. And thanks to Wrathful Strike, she's going to take an additional D6 of damage. Only
That was such an amazing build-up, and you did 2 damage. I'm so sad. But anyway, it's still cool.
the target must make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened until about a minute ends.
Okay. 12, does that do it?
Spell DC is 14. They fail. Dora is now frightened.
She was
of
already, but yeah.
Visceral. They're frightened specifically of Snailians. Just visceral teeth, maw, and for everybody who's seen Snailian, all those hearts that are in her mouth, that's where her teeth are coming from.
This is so good.
Oh.
Snanatomy.
Snanatomy. Oh boy. Body horror warning for people who don't like snail teeth, because I will have to put this in the video as well to explain, because it's like, oh, dude. Okay.
I think you can look it up themselves. Google Images is good for that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. If y'all want to see what this is, then it's on you. Okay, and is there anything else Snailian can do? I'm not sure there is. Is there?
Oh, that's what the spoilered image in the game zone is. I spoiled it because, like, teeth.
Teeth. Yes,
Snail.
mollusk teeth. Snailian, have you got anything else you can or want to do?
No, she's just chomping.
Chomping, but good.
She needed this, okay, guys?
Yeah, this is revenge for all of the escargot that has ever been eaten in this world. Okay.
Reverse escargot.
Yeah.
Does Snailian now have a taste for human blood?
Real guy's blood.
Only for bad guys' blood.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, Larry, what you gotta do?
All right, so now Larry gets to land.
Yeah.
And with a flourish, he does finally pull out his banjo. And you know, Larry has his flaming sword. Engineer has his own mysterious extra weapon. And Larry's banjo is suddenly glowing a blinding, brilliant white light. And so this family has a theme going on. And Larry, he doesn't even bother with a witty quip. He just brings it down on this horrible, horrible woman.
Okay, yeah, roll for hitting, and boy, yeah, she's looking pretty rough right now. 14.
I'm just like, I'm not about to feel bad for her anymore because, like, my child has offered at least 2 times to be like, hey, you can be a not terrible person.
Yeah.
And during that time, she has killed 30 plus people and, like, everyone Short's kid is close to. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this son of a bitch is going down.
Yeah, she hasn't
Does
killed
14
30
hit?
plus people, but well, here's the unfortunate thing, because her AC is 14. However, as your amazing, cool weapon comes slamming down, it goes bonk, because it hits this shimmering, shiny, sort of see-through, translucent emerald shield, and she has cast her reaction spell, which is Shield, which gives her a +5 to AC for the rest of the turn. So now her AC is 19. So, yeah.
Cool. He does still, this time, actually get his second attack.
He does.
So he's going to try that again.
Do it.
Nice.
And also, I should... Oh, yeah, he's bonus action, Rage. So now he gets it. Yeah, he is able to go full on in.
The joys of being a class that's made to just hit things repeatedly.
It's really
It's
nice.
very, very hard.
Anyone out there who hasn't played Barbarian, like, treat yourself. Make your next character a Barbarian. You'll have a good time.
Oh, that's worse.
Okay, yeah, no, you slam it down twice.
Actually, I wanna. Can I make that a reckless attack so that it has advantage?
Yeah, sure, go on. You're really pissed.
You're just like, smash.
Oh,
Hit
yeah.
the whack-a-mole.
You strike once, twice, 3 times a lady, and you manage to break the shield on the last 3, and, like, yeah, it gets through, so you do hit her on the last blow.
because he's raging,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. The base attack is 1d8 plus 1d10 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
6 damage.
Yeah.
Then, because he is raging, he also gets what is that?
We'll say that she is bloodied.
He also
at
gets
this
a
point.
bonus damage that increases it. What is it? Heck.
Also, I just want to like point out like how much of a curb kicking this entire scene is. Like she's been lying down the entire time, and you guys are just wailing on
He
her.
deserves every bit of it, though.
It's like an
No mercy.
It's like an
After
entire.
last time, we have all been waiting
Yeah.
for this.
Well, this
She
is...
has murdered people. She probably has murdered multiple people. She deserves to die.
Oh boy, Snail. Dark.
We are judge and jury.
My gosh. Okay.
Yeah, so
hmm.
she gets an extra +2, so that's 8 damage.
Mhm.
And he is using his Divine Fury
Mm.
to add 1d6 plus 3 damage.
Jeez. Okay, roll that extra damage. Boy, this lady is looking bad. But she always do what's
Okay,
worse.
that
Okay,
brings
yeah.
her to 14 hit points.
Yeah, she's looking pretty bad, and yeah, she's pretty glad she did all that vampiric touching before. But yeah, she is terrified. She is being mashed to a pulp by various people, including a snail that she is terrified of and is latched to her arm. So, like, you know, when it comes to her turn, I don't know how she's going to run away from her arm, but like that's going to be something I have to come up with. And the next person in the turn is not Engineer.
It's Shorts Kid.
No, it's not. It's
Who is
someone
it
else.
then?
It's Engineer.
This was supposed to be an ominous, oh shit, there's someone else moment, but okay. Okay, I need you all to make a dex save,
Oh dear.
including...
If she
Four.
escapes again.
I love them. 4 doesn't make it.
23 from Charlie.
Okay, definitely make it. 16 makes
Okay.
it.
Similar.
Did you say a dex save?
Yeah, dex save.
Okay, then I need to look at my sheet because I can't remember
doesn't
things.
do
Oh man, only a 10. Oh well, happens to the best of us. She's latched on.
22.
Okay, 22. Okay, those of you who succeeded do not take 1d6 of bludgeoning damage. The rest of you do
Thanks.
take 4, including the engineer. And yeah, this earth tremor travels out from like underneath you. It feels like, and it's weird. It's like the moment before this happened, you swear you could hear.
Oh, God.
None of y'all looked where the dog was. None of y'all wondered where Otto was. So yeah, the dog.
I don't want to kill a puppy.
Well, anyway, the
He's
dog is.
already dead.
Yes, quite. So somewhere there is a dog, and it has just barked, and it has caused a little sort of shockwave crater to appear amongst you, which has caused this bludgeoning damage. And because the engineer didn't actually make that, I'm gonna say that shakes him off. Dora, and he's also had a blade shoved through him, so that's a bit painful. However, it is his turn, and he's still in a not quite blind rage because he can still see, but it's oh my god, this guy is so angry. Oh my god. And yeah, he is absolutely just going to join in with this brutal dust cloud beating that you guys are giving her. And again, he's in a rage, so he will smack it though.
Wait, didn't we just... We just...
What?
Was the turn Dora's and then Otto?
No, it was Otto and then it's NG. It was Larry, NG, Dora normally, but it was Larry, then the dog. Now it's the engineer. I am keeping track.
But I'm after Dora.
Yes, we haven't
Yes,
had
and
Dora
Dora
yet.
goes after the engineer.
Yeah. Trust me, honey. I am keeping track, and you
Mod-
will get your turn.
Mod rolled an extra
Yeah,
dice and
I'm
like
so
added an extra
confused
initiative.
right now.
It's okay. Just sit back and relax, because your trained dad is gonna try and hit this lady with a big bad sword. Okay, 19 definitely. Yeah.
Smack, smack.
It actually matches her increased AC. So there's this wonderful moment where this woman who's like doing everything she can think of to escape and thinks like she may be able to because she's got this shield, and then it just shatters because this gigantic longsword that is bright pink and very on fire, as is like the engineer. He's like, there is steam coming off of this guy. And yeah. She absolutely is going to take a lot of damage from that, and it's on fire, so that is plus an extra thing. Oh my god. Yeah, I should like write all this down in like another file so I can like just copy paste it. Oh my god. I've actually forgotten. Okay, whatever. That's it, I think. Holy shit. That's not right.
Damn.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right. That isn't right. I got it wrong. It's not a D20 for a start. Okay. Let's try that again, Mod, and like try to keep track of. It's really hard typing and speaking at the same time. I hope y'all appreciate. Okay, that is what it's supposed to be. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That happens, and yeah. So there's 14 points of damage. And I need to do that again if my computer will let me control copy and control paste. So yeah, this sword goes smashing through this emerald green shield, obliterates it and this lady, and yeah, she's like 100% super not okay. She is 100% super like it's like minus points, and she collapses, and then she doesn't. And she's a necromancer, and there's some weird shit going on right here, because her...
Is she turning into a fucking lich?
Well...
Oh no.
So, yeah, it's really good movie material, because this ghastly, like, paleness, like, washes through her as she collapses, and you actually have a sort of, oh shit moment from the engineer, because he's, like, just murdered someone in front of a huge crowd on a camera, and, yeah, but she didn't, that looking, staying still type dead, and her arms turn a really weird sort of ashy grey and are slightly see-through, and she does the whole vampire standing up thing, like the Exorcist, slightly floating above the floor, and she does this sort of shuddering in breath of intake of breath. Wow, sentences, Sarah. And yeah, her head sort of looks to the side and says, I really hate all of you just so much, and you are all going to have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Am I technically far enough away to not have to do this?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're more than 30 feet away, you don't have to take this.
Thank you, because I have 9 hit points and I don't want to die.
Okay, Snail and the engineer make it. Charlie, you ain't looking so good. Here's the unfortunate thing: the crowd's got to do it too.
Oh, that's that one from Larry.
Wait, technically, I still have all of Charlie's luck points. He hasn't used those yet.
Oh gosh, I'd like completely forgotten. Yeah, you want to use one of those?
Charlie's lucky, so I can just try that again. Thanks. That's a 20. That dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yep.
Oh.
Well, golly. Okay, so those of you who did save, you would take half of this short skid again. You're out of range. Also, that 20 that I rolled was for the crowd, and they did not make it. It was only just like, yeah. So you are all going to have to take 2d10. Whew. Okay, if you failed, like, you'd be taking 18, and a lot of the crowd did not succeed on that. And the rest of you take 9 necrotic damage as this, like, tidal wave of green stuff, like, comes out of her. And the next thing she does, because she is still afraid of the snail, hilariously, is she screams, Kansas! And you hear tring, 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 and from somewhere, parked above, like, an apartment block, you see a bike coming down through the sky, and she has used the summon word for not a broomstick, but her enchanted bicycle, fortunately, it can't reach her quite in time for her to make a getaway just now, but she is upright, she is no longer prone, and that's your situation right now. Shorts Kid, it is your turn now.
Okay, Shorts Kid sees this big wave of stuff, and then is just like, oh man, this is kind of intense. And Shorts Kid has a movement of like 30 feet per second or round or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Shorts Kid runs straight to the shaped mound of earth that they trapped Dora's slippers in, and then can I ask if I can reuse my cantrip to clear away the dirt and take the slippers for myself?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're completely crushed is the problem, and you're pretty sure
They're magic.
They're way too big for you is one thing, but you also feel there's some sparks coming out of them. They might work, or they might kill you by exploding or teleporting you partway through a wall. That's the warning I'm gonna give you.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I was going off the movie logic and movie and book logic, in that the ruby slippers they shrink to fit whoever wears them.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. There's also another piece of lore
I will say, if they're wondrous items, they probably take attunement, which takes an hour.
Yeah, it does. There's also another piece of lore which would be hilarious to discuss with you, which is that in the movie, the whole reason that Dorothy ends up with those shoes on is because she killed the witch, and red isn't it clashes with orange. I'm not sure the engineer would really dig that. But anyway, we're going to move on unless what are you gonna do? You have excavated these shoes using your cantrip, and that does use your action, I believe.
Yeah, I take the shoes. And
we take the shoes, and we take the shoes. No, okay.
They're mine now. They're going in my pockets. Because I want them.
Okay.
And then, hold on, I'm thinking.
So I find it really difficult too.
Okay, so, Dora is a spirit creep, so let's take a think. All right. Sorry, I'm looking through my spells right now because I want to do something cool, but I'm gonna cast Blink.
Okay, you can do. Does not take an action. You've already used your action if you dug out the shoes.
Yeah.
You've got movement and you've got bonus.
Can I prepare an action? Can I prepare an action or whatever so I can use Blink later?
Nah, again, that's an action that's a delaying your turn thing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good idea. I don't know what you're gonna do, but it's a cool spell, so I'd be interested to see. But I think you're gonna have to it's movement or bonus actions at this point.
Okay, then I'm going to use Expeditious Retreat again after I have excavated these shoes and put them in my pockets, and I am going to use my dash action to get the fuck out.
Yep, fine. Okay, you zip in, rifle, you loot the battlefield and then run the pack away again. That makes sense. At this point, a lot of the crowd who thought that this was just an act are kind of aware that this is not an act, this is really spooky and bad, and some of the people who were being very brave and sort of being hooray, hurrah, have started backing away. There is, however, someone in the crowd who has had a sort of you might, over the crowd, have seen a light bulb turn on and then disappear, and you can hear clanking. So there's something going on over there. However, it is really just Charlie's turn next. What are you gonna do?
Charlie has no idea what the heck is going on anymore, because, okay, he thought she was down, and now she's not down. He's still got a flaming sword in his hand, so you know what, that seems like a pretty good idea to him.
Yeah.
So he's gonna take another swing with that.
Okay.
16 hit.
It does, but again, like, this shield comes up and goes plung, and this time it's like, it is emerald green, but it's also kind of ruby red as well. It's like this weird, you know, watermelon, tourmaline. It's kind of like that. It's like it looks a bit sickly. But the shield does come up and it does stop that.
Okay, in that case, Charlie can't attack any, like, Charlie can't do another attack or anything because he's only a bard, but he does have bardic inspiration. And seeing as, Larry, how are you looking at the moment?
Let's see. He's still got, more than half his hit points left because he's a barbarian. But he did take the full brunt of that necrotic blast, so.
Yeah, okay. He's like, Charlie can't, actually, let me double check that real quick. I don't think he can do cure wounds because I'm fairly sure that's a full action. But he is going to do another bardic inspiration on you because you did like some serious damage before, other than the engineer, you did some serious damage. So it's like, might not be quite cut out for this, but Larry, you got it. I know it. And you've got another 1d8 that if you want to use it at any point.
Wait.
Cool, and that's Charlie done.
Okay, that's fine. That's super duper. Next turn ain't the river, it's Snailian.
Snailian honestly probably should use cure wounds on people, but Snailian is
Too many teeth.
done. Snailian is past thinking about things super strategically. Dora is not escaping on that mother pecking bike.
Okay.
She whips out her saber from under her helmet in her hammer space. Rapier, I'm sorry, not saber. And she casts Ensnaring Strike, which is a bonus action on it. The next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a writhing mass of thorny vines appear at the point of impact, and the target has to succeed on a saving throw or be restrained until the spell ends. So they are going to roll for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does a dirty 20 do it?
Sure, for sure it does. Yeah. Also, this is an area spell, isn't it? Like, what's the area?
It doesn't actually say it's an area spell. It's just that it's like on the person.
Ah, okay, never mind. Okay, yep, you get one person.
So have Dora roll a strength saving throw.
She ain't good at that. 7. Nope, that's not gonna do it.
It's a 14. So she is currently restrained by the thorns. At the start of each turn. So at the start of her next turn, or my next turn, which is it if somebody takes damage at the start of each turn?
I think it should be probably on Dora's turn, because it's probably... I guess the damage would be inflicted by them trying to move.
Yeah, okay.
Generally it's their turn.
Yeah,
so she's gonna when it's her turn, I'll keep track. She's gonna take 1d6 of piercing damage, and it's until you succeed on a strength saving throw.
Okay, that's fine. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Snailian is going to call out to the staff, somebody call the cops!
Someone from the far back says, ah, and someone else says, boo.
Snailian does not respond. She loves these people, but she does not know how long this is going to last. She has a couple of plots for these, but Dora either needs to die or go down.
Well, she did already die, so...
Only liches die twice.
Liches got stitches. Okay, Larry, after that terrible joke, did you take any psychic damage? If not, it's your turn.
Let's see. So she is is she floating in the air?
A little bit, but it's kind of more like aesthetic rather than being out of range. You know, she's kind of
fair,
drifting there, looking spooky.
Yeah, Larry is basically and how far away is the bike?
The bike is impending, so like within, you know, when it's her turn next, the bike will have arrived, but you know, it's gonna take the round of the 6 seconds to get to her, so it's in progress.
Oh, how far away? Tell
don't
me
know.
the range of it.
Like maybe 30 feet. I'm bullshitting here. Sorry.
Fair enough. So first thing he's going to do is say, it's like, just accept it. We're playing your swan song, and he's going to bash her with the banjo again.
Yeah, do it. Also, depending on what kind of that crazy energy that it's imbued with, you could do quite a lot of damage, but I don't know which it is.
Indeed. I won't do it, but we'll make it reckless again so he gets advantage.
Okay.
That doesn't help.
But you are a barbarian. You get 2 attacks, so you can do 1 more attack, I think, can't you?
I can, indeed.
You see how
also,
nice I'm being?
Charlie gave me that
We
plus
deserve
A.
it, honestly.
You know,
We've
honestly,
earned this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This entire lich thing came from me realizing that Dora has goddamn no hit points and she was gonna go down in 1 round. I was like, I've gotta make this more interesting somehow.
Plus 5. Okay, so with the plus 5 that Charlie gave, that does hit.
No. It doesn't, because she's got her shield active. I'm afraid her AC is 19.
No, it's a 5.
Didn't we break the shield though?
Wait, too many of
Oh,
you
yeah,
spoke at once. I'm quite willing to be wrong, but please tell me what's going on.
Didn't the engineer break the shield?
Yeah, but that's because he broke through the spell. Like, she can cast this reaction spell at any point.
Well, point is that the plus 5 to the 14 makes it 19, and a tie goes to the attacker.
Right, so you rolled a 14, didn't you?
Rolled a 14, but I got the plus 5 from Charlie giving inspiration.
Oh, that's what the D8 was. I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. Yes, you definitely managed to break this shield. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. So let's do it.
It's been like over 2 hours. My brain is flagging at this point. Sorry.
A lot is happening right now. There's a lot of pies with our fingers in them. So
those poor pies.
Let's see. That's E10 plus 6 with the rage. Boop. 7 points. And then another E6 plus 3 of the Vine Fury. Oh. It's a max amount, so that is a grand total of 16 points of damage from this glowing banjo.
Okay. Are you allowed to, like, tell me whether you get more damage than that depending on what type of glowy it was? Or is that spoilers? I mean...
It's radiant damage.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay, yeah, like whatever the radiant damage is twice that. So
that is 18 plus 7, so a grand total of 25 points of damage.
Yeah, she like sways to the side, and you see like she's kind of gone a bit spectral, but you know your banjo blade goes like sailing through her, kind of, and you feel like it kind of rips through her. And even though she is spooky and doesn't feel much anymore, like you can tell like you took a big chunk out of whatever kind of energy is sustaining her right now. That was excellent. At this moment, you hear a sort of... and then a pattering of paws! And whoever was under the bridge has run away, so that's interesting, isn't it? The next person in turn would be the engineer, but can we like fire up some fire engine siren sound effects and get some catchy theme tune music and these beams of purple light, these rays come blasting out of
Oh my God.
the audience. Yes, everybody, it's the Ghostbusters. And the thing is, like, the original animated cartoon was really good, but this is made even better because it's 2 owls, a duck, and yeah,
You gotta go.
I'm actually gonna say it's just those 3 because I don't have permission from Doc's player, and I should have. But like, if Doc is okay with being the 4th Ghostbuster, like that's totally who the 4th one is. So yeah, these 4 beams of light hit her, and because she's just taken such a walloping from Larry, I don't think she would even be able to make a dex save. I think she is definitely trapped in these tractor beams. And yeah, she is effectively frozen by this stuff. So yeah, that's what happens. However, you know, something else has to happen to make sure that this all goes well, and that is going to be this, which is, you know, there is a cry from Professor Woodlick who says, "Get her into the box," in his worst yet accent, and yeah, he kicks out this strange rectangular looking thing with like warning signs on it, and it skids out underneath her, and yeah, the engineer is going to try and get her in the box in the only way he knows how, which is to hit her with a big sword. So he's going to hit her with a big sword for 23. That definitely makes it. That is gonna do it. And yeah, so this sword comes crushing down, and the thing is, like, she still has this shadow blade, which makes her even more spooky. Like, she's gone full-on possessed vampire lady at this point. But this crushing weight of this fire-laden, pink-hued sword with tendrils of steam rising from this engineer's ice so close, like, Dora, whatever part of her remains, and it does remain, and it seems like she is gazing at nothing less than the vengeful spirit of the Taffy train cross-continental itself, as these roseate flames pick out the soft shine of the faded pink satin highlights on his waistcoat, as she realizes that this is the same uniform that he has worn on that fateful journey, because not even in death, and indeed beyond it, as we all know, despite all slander to the contrary, the engineer never for a moment has stopped loving that train, which had been built with so noble a purpose, and this is the train that she so cruelly destroyed. And it is, in fact, that spirit of love, this communal spirit of love that this crowd and you, his found family that he loves so much, it's that goes into pressing her down, down, down into this box. And there is a shoop, and she is in a box. Infinite cosmic power! Itty bitty living space. And that is the end of...
good.
That is the end of the fight! You have trapped the evil lich who is Dora. Someone escaped underneath, but hooray! Celebrations! Before I do like a wrap-up speech, what do you guys do? Like, you know, you won! Congratulations, you won! Congratulations, you won! Congratulations!
Charlie is absolutely like rounding everyone up and scooping them into a hug, please.
Oh, yes.
I want to be clear. Snailian is like, but as soon as like Charlie starts rounding them up and like picks Snailian up, they like sort of start melting back into it. Like this anger is not actually their natural state, and as soon as they start like getting surrounded back with love, they start just like melting a little bit because it was hard.
As you melt, like, there's this one shot of Snail, like, going, ah, and then you just see this bike fall out of the air and, like, crash onto the floor behind you. Because that was...
Also, Gregory is participating in the hug.
Yay! Dragon
Big hug
hugs!
for everyone.
Aww. I can just imagine this big dragon noodle, like, curling around all of you. Ah, that's so soft and fuzzy. I love that.
So good.
I'm also gonna real quick cast. I, as the player, know that combat is over.
Mhm.
Charlie, as a character, is worried for this small child that has been beat up a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot, and is gonna cast Cure Wounds on Short's kid.
Very good idea.
So,
More band-aids appear. But
You and I
Shorts
covered
Kid
Band-Aids.
is currently, you know, in movies where like something really shocking or weird will happen and you'll hear like ringing in the ears and everything will go like a little bit slower.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happening right now. So Shorts Kid just, without thinking, casts Blink and is out of the hug because like just whoop, whoop, out of the hug now, and walks over to the box and just kind of puts a hand on it and stares at it like they're trying to figure it out. Like, how could one person be all of this? How could one person do all of this and be so awful and not ever get better? How can people be like that? And they don't understand it. So what they do is they look up and they say, how do we delete her?
Oof. The professor is the closest one to the box and was a little bit concerned that you were going to open it because, you know, Short Kid is a little bit unpredictable like that. But he shakes his head. He's like, I do not think there is any way to remove her, but there may be a way for us to see that she pays for the crime that she has committed, which is at least something.
How do we get rid of her?
At this point, the engineer is going to come up behind you, and he has sort of burrowed his way out of this hug, which probably took some effort, and he just, like, turns you around and gives you a big hug, which lifts you off the floor, and is basically just, like, trying to hug it out of you. Like, he doesn't have an answer. No one has an answer for how horrible she was, and he isn't even saying anything. He is just hugging you, hugging you, hugging you.
Short Kid just kind of squirms and is just like, no, we have to get rid of her. No, we gotta. And Shorts Kid, finally, their eyes, which have been starry this entire time, fade, and now they're normal and full of tears, and their voice just breaks, and they say, no, we gotta. She'll come back. We gotta get rid of her. We gotta get. Can I? No, just. And Shorts Kid buries their face in the man's coat and says, we gotta kill her.
I did do that once, and you saw what happened. Yeah, he's trying his best to, like, crack wise, and there's a large part of him that agrees with you, Shorts Kid, that, you know, somehow evaporating this creature from the world would be best. On the other hand, you know, by doing that, she would almost escape what she deserves, which is, you know, lifelong or unlifelong incarceration, and, you know, there's a lot to deal with here. So the only thing he can think of to do is to change track is like, you know, I was talking about adopting a dog a long time ago.
Yeah, you didn't show me pictures.
And he gives you a big soft smile, and at this point we cross-dissolve to a scene where he's at a different location. He's been scrubbed up, he's wearing his usual outfit, which is much cooler than the other one he had. And he is signing a piece of paper, and he gives it to you, and you have officially, at this official office in Toontown, been adopted. Dora has been incarcerated in a maximum security magical prison, and is being thoroughly worked over by the investigators. All of you are present for this event, and I will say that his offer to adopt Shorts Kid is not an exclusive one. If any of the rest of you want to officially be adopted by Train Dad, like, I'm totally making that happen.
Charlie is pretty sure that his nan would absolutely fight the engineer for custody, so probably not the greatest idea.
Fair enough.
Snailian raises her hand straight up in the air.
Sorry, missed that. What happened?
Snailian raises her hand straight up in the air.
Oh, you totally getting in on this?
they need to ask a question. They're not now waving their
right,
little
right,
nubbin in the air.
Yeah, what's happening with you? And he's so happy, he's doing the glowing thing again.
Does it count if I'm an alien? Because if and they sort of like twiddle their nubbins. They're like, I mean, if I'm sticking around for a while, it's probably good to get like a legal representation and like a citizenship and thing. But like,
I am also an alien.
Yeah, he like gestures.
Here.
He gestures to Shorts Kid and like what she said, but also turns to Charlie and said, "Didn't you say something about adoption and knowing where the kid comes from?"
I've got a couple of little ways around the legal stuff, if you don't mind that.
So yeah, he gives you a big shrug and he gives you a big hug, and absolutely, Snalian, you can be adopted as well. Larry, how about you?
So I'm going to take a detour on this line of questioning because I was waiting for a moment and then the scene changed and I need to check.
I'm sorry, yeah, go on.
Hey, does that mean there's a free flying bike here?
Absolutely! You know what? Absolutely, there is. If you want dibs on the flying bike, I'll give you a flying bike, Larry.
He even heard what the magic word was.
He did!
Larry gets the bike!
Larry gets the bike!
Alright.
I will totally allow that because I walked straight into that. I don't care that you already got the pick of destiny. You also get a flying bike. I just love this idea. I can't turn this down. Also, I have to say, like, before we get back to potentially adopting Larry, question mark, this will only work for Shorts Kid. Sorry, Snellian, you already got your present. But the thing is, Shorts Kid now has a permanent home, and this knowledge of security, like guaranteed love, it's going to give you advantage on all Constitution saving throws. Because you had such a horrible time with your Constitution saving throws on the Taffy Drain. I still feel bad I made you do so many of those. So yeah, the power of love is going to give you a permanent advantage on Constitution saving throws. Enjoy that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Anyway, getting back to Larry. Are we adopting Larry?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't think he wants there to be like official paperwork because he is a grown-ass man. But no, the engineers offered Larry a job, so he'll be sticking around.
Yay! I tell you what, even if it's not official, like, he has mentally adopted Charlie and Larry. Like, you're on the Christmas card list, and if you can afford it, presents too. So, yeah, here's the thing, like, y'all are movie folks now. You made a really good film. You did have to go back and, like, refilm, like, the end of it. They used the part where the engineer fell in the water, and it was a brilliant thing that happened, because this meant that Larry, the cop, was able to dive into the water, save the engineer, and drag him out of the water, threw away his uniform, like, denounced his title as a police officer, which he'd always hated. Like, he hated this job from day one. And together, they apply for a job that the engineer couldn't previously, because it's a two-man station. And the film ends with them, with a train, a real train, arriving in the station. And the engineer and Larry, who is his fireman, get off the train, as does Shorts Kid, and they are a happy traveling train family, and it's a really good movie. Everybody goddamn loves it because, like, seriously, you guys rolled really well while making this film. It's a big hit. So, you know, emotionally, you have also saved the mood, the emotional atmosphere of the entire continent. So yeah, I'm afraid you don't get paid because all of the money that film makes goes back into buying back the engineer's ownership of Dodo Studios. So he's still poor as piss. But his reputation is saved, the fight goes down in history, and, like, yeah, this was absolutely legendary. I hope you enjoyed this game. Thank you so very much for playing it for being patient with all my monologuing.
Please interject?
Yep.
Because Sharu had a really good question, and I want to work this in.
Okay.
In that, let's just, we're picturing it. It's after the engineer has bought back the rights to be in Dodo Studio again, and it's quiet, and the studio is closed to the public, and the engineer is just probably has to deal with some sort of paperwork or whatever, because like when you make movies and you buy back things after you almost die a couple times, there's a lot of paperwork.
Oh, there is.
And there's it's quiet until there's this faint sort of echoey click, click, click. And then in a flash of light and stars, Shorts Kid appears right on the engineer's lap, wearing a pretty pair of silver slippers.
Okay, I love that, but I'm really going to have to workshop how powerful those shoes are with you after this game.
No, I'm just saying that the shoes, I'm trying to be like poetic right here.
I know.
It means that Train
There's no
Dad
place
is
like
now
home.
Shorts Kid's home.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, that's a cute scene, so I love it. Also, I like that you made them silver, like in the book, Hollywood.
Yeah, it's because I assumed that they were ruby because they were stained with the blood of Dora's terrible old soul.
Whoa. Holy shit, that's dark. I love it. Absolutely. It's like the crystallized evil. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think that's it. Do any of you have anything you would like to add?
I just would like you guys to please imagine Charlie going back home after all this, and I'm assuming he got, like, considering how successful the movie was, he got his investment back and everything.
Yeah, you totally got your 50 gold back.
Yeah, like, I would love you to guys just imagine him, like, being Ginger, because, again, he can now change colours, and he's so happy about this. And him plus just barging into his apartment where his boyfriend is sitting at, like, the living room table and just like, hey, guess what? You're not the only one that gets that nickname anymore, and dumping the gold in his lap, and then just Charlie's boyfriend going, what the fuck is going on? Who are you?
Also, you've been invited for, like, dinner around at the engineer's place, so enjoy that. I hope you like spicy food.
Absolutely.
So good. It's all so good. And seriously, what I'm talking about is I don't need to use the shoes or anything. I just literally wanted to make that flavor text
No,
happen.
it's fine. I think they should be used somehow, and plus you manipulate space, so we can probably work that into it somehow. And yeah,
I'm just like, if it's just one thing where it's like short distance and once per long rest, that works for me.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. You have like a free teleportation spell within. We'll figure out the distance. Blah. This is boring. We're not talking about that. Snailian, you also have a permanent base to crash at, and yeah, you will be doted on by this engineer who, you know, he likes strange creatures. So like you're absolutely at home with this guy. And Larry, likewise, you're free to visit anytime. And yeah, he instantly has whipped up a contract and exclusivity deal, because he will not allow DJ Moves to get hold of you, because he loves you as an actor, as a stuntman, and as a musician. And yeah, you basically are guaranteed
everything.
You are guaranteed a place on his credits roll at any point.
Oh god, Shorts Kid and Snailian are snibblings!
Yeah, they're snibblings! Yeah, so I think Snailian and Larry, it's your turn to say something to wrap up. Otherwise, we will finish it here.
Snailian is gonna reach into their hammer space, pull out the brain cell, and think very hard. Did the DM also have fun running this game?
Your question reaches out across the ether and it says, yes, yes, yes! It was great.
Oh my god.
I had a good
They put
good
the
time.
brain cell back into their hammer space and continue chilling out, probably on Larry's head, just because he's tall.
Aw,
And comfy. He's covered in hoodie material.
that's true.
I also-
Very totally.
The one thing I will establish is that Snailian does not sign an exclusivity deal with
Aw.
Train Dad.
Okay, he's gonna be a bit sulky, but alright, fine.
They definitely sign on for more movies with Train Dad. I'm just saying exclusivity is negotiated out, and Train Dad will be very surprised at how well Snailian can negotiate if she has to.
He's surprised, but kind of pleasantly. Like, he's impressed. He's proud of his daughter. Yeah. And,
His snotter.
His snorter. God, that sounds awful. Larry, do you wanna be the punchline for this entire saga?
I guess just he thinks it's nice that we all made it safe to the final station.
Ah, that's bad. I love it. I love all of you. This was marvelous, and I hope you all enjoy the warm fuzzies after I completely destroyed you in the last time. Anyway, yes, happy endings. We got our happy endings. Screw you, Dora. And that's the end of. That's the end. That's the end of this reunion resolution. Y'all got closure.
So good.
So good.
Hooray!
Now I have to draw another shorts kid, but this time with shiny shoes.
Nice, cute. Yes, I won't have time to edit this video for a while. I have a lot of work, but I will try and put like art into the video, even though that will take a while. So apologies for people who are waiting for the upload of this audio, but like if you're listening to it now, it's up. So hey, we're good. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording and making myself more embarrassed than I already am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for DMing. You were so good.
I'm glad it went well.
So much fun.
Yay. Okay, I'm out. Bye, everybody.